Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Liverpool show. Man United podcast beats the analysis at Anfield podcast. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. Should Liverpool break the bank for Anthony Gordon? That will be the main topic on today's show. So should they break the bank for the Newcastle winger? In regards to Manchester United, no more new signings yet. No more new signings. Yes, we've agreed terms, personal terms with Agate, but he's not here yet. Joint bid for both Mazraoui and De Ligt, but still trying to negotiate with Bayern Munich. So we'll be discussing that in regards to Manchester United's lack of, I can't even say lack of signings, but lack of no new signings after such a great start in regards to the transfer window. Big up Sheik for the raid every single time. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV. Make sure you run up the likes though, people. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Share this across all the socials as well. And that's Be Flawless. At Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless. And just as important, even though we've recently just hit 12K, again, salute to all of you lot for that. 13,000 subscribers, people. 13,000 subscribers. That is the next step, people. So let's make sure we get there. Like I said, keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. And I always talk about how much I enjoy these crossovers. And the host I'm about to introduce here is one of my favorites to do these crossover with. You know why? Just straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? No, like there's no frills with him whatsoever. Like whether he's bigging up Liverpool or he's being critical of something. Man, I know I never had to say, I don't know what you mean by that. Never have to say, could you elaborate? Like I fully understand his point. So welcome to the show. My like G is in the building. Yes, G, what are you telling me, man? You good?
Yeah, bro. Hey, first of all, big up Flawless, big up Sarcasm City TV on the 12K, man. As he said, man, he's on the road to 13K, man. And to be honest, he should be on the road to 100K real soon. So that's the target that we're really looking at. But of course, we're gonna take it step by step, man. But bro, honestly, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm actually happy, man, to come back on the show. You know what I mean? And chop it up with you, you know what I mean? Talk Man United, Liverpool. I kind of missed that. You know what I mean? Couple Fridays, I've not really been free and stuff. But and also Liverpool ain't done nothing. So there's nothing to even talk about, even in that sense. So really and truly,
it's been so quiet. I was doing the NBA watch along before, and I was like promoting the show, and I was asking the people in the chat, have I missed anything with Liverpool in the past few days to title it? And I was like, look, that's why I mentioned Anthony Gordon, because that's been the biggest topic in regards to Liverpool over the summer. So yeah, man, but big up G every time, man. It's always good chopping up with you. And people, yes, this show is normally Friday, but because I was away, that's why I did the Q&A yesterday, and that's why you're getting this show today. But normally it's like 8:30 p.m. people. 8 p.m. on a Friday UK time. But hey, big up to AJB, big up Eli. Make sure you lot subscribe to G's channel as well. Links underneath in the description. It's on the featured channel page, and I'm gonna add it into the title. Big up to Jesters as well in the cut, talking about it's gonna be a short show. Liverpool haven't signed anyone. Hey man, there's always stuff to talk about because people are bigging up Slot, saying how well they played in preseason. And because me and G I've not spoke to G about Slot. I've not spoke to you about Anthony Gordon. I haven't spoke to you about the squad. Like, I don't think we spoke like about anything in regards to postseason, like since the season ended.
Well, because nothing has happened. I promise you that. But no, of course.
Big up Kingsman, Bill and nephew in the chat running bands. Big up Don C every single time. Says big up Flawless, big up the man them, big up the panel as well. Big up to my guy Sheik. I already Mohammed, shout out to you as well. Don't worry, I will start that question. I will start the best questions and get to them as well. And people, you know, I spoke in glowing terms of G because he is one of my favorite co-hosts to work with. And I'd love to tell you lot it's gonna get better with the next co-host, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Ryan. What are you saying, fam? You good? I don't even know if he's there. Look, yeah, even there. Joke, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll be here shortly. I don't know what he's on. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But yeah, G, we'll start there. Anthony Gordon, your thoughts on the sign? Well, not even thoughts on the signing. Thoughts on Liverpool potentially signing him? Do you think you should break the bank? Is it a price point thing for you, or are you saying stay away regardless?
I won't say stay away. I think he's calm enough to sign. I don't really rate the left wingers that we do have anyway, so I wouldn't mind upgrading. Well, if they think he's an upgrade, then I don't really mind if he's the one that you want to go for. It seems like it's everything that's happened so far That's the player that Liverpool have kind of looked at. And it tells you everything you need to know in terms of you've already got 3 wingers, 3 left wing, 2 left wingers and another who can slot in there in Diogo Jota. But Diaz, Gakpo, that tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, I kind of want another one. If you're looking to sign,
you're not a fan of either of those two, like Diaz or Gakpo starting.
No.
Yeah, because Diaz seems to split opinion very much. So, like, either Liverpool fans rate him, they want him to stay, or it's no good, get rid of him. There's very few out here who are just like, yeah, he's alright.
You know,
like,
okay. Okay, I will say this then. I'll say that what you just said there. He's alright. He's alright. You know what I mean? Like, as in, if you could upgrade on, not even if you could upgrade, you can upgrade on someone like him. So I'm just like, just do it. He's at an age now where I'm like, you're like 27, and I don't feel like you're getting any better. You might be a good squad player though. Don't get twisted. If you was to keep him around in terms of that being that kind of guy, but yeah, I don't think he's really good enough. He's not someone I'm looking at to say, yo, I need him in my team. Like, if he wasn't there, I don't think I'd even notice. You know what I mean? Too tough. And that's sad because when he first came, I thought he was good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, right, you know what? This is the exciting type of player I like to see. After a while, it just turned into shits, if I'm being honest with you. But in regards to like Gordon, he's gonna split opinion regardless. Gee, I'm trying to say.
Go on, talk about that. Going in regards to Gordon splitting opinion. Go on.
He will split opinion because the reality is he that much better? Or is it even better than what we have already? And some people are going to say no. Some people are going to say yes, obviously. But again, I think the general consensus is kind of like not that much better. He's just different than what we've got. And that might work to what we're trying to do in terms of the style of play, etc., kind of thing. So when I look at someone like Gordon, I'm not mad. Like, forget even the price point, because when we were looking to do the swap deal, really, obviously, I know it's 75 million. But it was really 30 million when you think about it, because it was a swap deal and we were just adding 30 million to get him, kind of thing. So when you look at it like that, for a player, we're going to swap a player that's like 3rd, 4th choice in the team in every position that he plays in. It kind of makes sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because then you're going to go out and sign a player who's at least at minimum, if you kept everybody, at minimum 2nd choice. If you want to play one of Diaz or Gakpo in there, he's at least 2nd behind one of those two, you know, depending on what you want to do. So, do
you think he's better than both of those two? So let's say Liverpool signed him. Would you start him at the start of the season ahead of those two? Because I know Gakpo did have a good tournament for Netherlands, and he was playing left wing, and that seems to be his best position. So would you start him if you were to sign him?
Probably yes, but that's just my agenda in terms of I just don't rate the two that we've got anyway. So I just want to see something different. That's just me being honest. I can't lie and be like, yeah, I would love to.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could sit here because you know what happens here? Like during the summer, what Liverpool fans did, which was, and I guess all fans did it, but obviously I only see the Liverpool ones, right? What they were doing is during the international tournaments, all you kept seeing was man was saying like, oh my days, now Gakpo, he has to play in this position. Look what he's doing for the Netherlands. And Diaz, the exact same thing. And I'm always like, you can't really relate what they do for international to club football because it's so much different. It's so much more different, especially when the two countries and the club play differently anyway. And you've got different players, different profile of players. Like we've seen it before, Gerrard, the Rooneys, the Lampard, like, bro, for England, they stunk. But for their clubs, they're the best players we've ever seen since Jesus was a boy. So it's like, when it's one of those kind of things, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that in terms of, you know, these kind of players. So for me, I've always said, if you can get rid of those two, great. If you can at least get rid of one, like I'm super calm with that. If you're going to bring in Gordon, he's exciting. He's 23 years of age, Liverpool fan, grew up in Liverpool, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe he might just work for what we're trying to do. But I'll be honest with you, bro, like the winger market is super meaty. Like it is not popping at all. So the choices are not really great anyway. So if Gordon just happens to be the one you want, and guys, Liverpool fans, just look what the club has done. Behind when we was all watching the Euros, watching England saying it's coming home, they were trying to do secret deals. They were trying to do all these kind of deals. So that tells you that they don't necessarily rate the ones that we've got here at the football club, and they're trying to, you know, get in someone else. So that's kind of the way I see it, man.
Ryan's in the cut. Big up, Ryan. You good, little bro?
Yeah, big good, man. Big up you guys, man. It's been a while, man. It's good to be
It's been a minute, bro.
It's been a strong
Hey,
minute.
tell Ram to
man.
add you back to the group, man. What is this?
Yo,
bro?
Nah,
He
he
already
added
did.
him back. He added him back.
Okay.
He did. But I did message him separately anyway yesterday. Cause I was like, I might have been kicked out of the group. It's your fault though. I don't
It
even know what
is
happened
your
when you
fault,
was
to be
there.
fair, but yeah.
It's
Yeah,
your
even
fault. You
I
just should be on
forgot
the
what
wind up.
happened.
Yeah, exactly. You just being on the wind up thing. But before we continue, over 50 people locked in. Let's run up the likes, people. Only at 30 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes and subscribe to G's channel. Link is in the title, people. GTV is in. The link is in the title. It's underneath in the description and on the featured channel page as well. But Ryan, you've been very vocal about this, but I'll ask the question because there may be people in the chat who have not seen you talk about this actually on stream. Anthony Gordon, should Liverpool break the bank for him?
By breaking the bank, what do you exactly mean? Like
we're talking a big fee, like what they want. Has that not been the stumbling block over this deal? Let's say 80, 90 million. That would be breaking the bank.
I wouldn't pay above 80. I'll be honest. I really want Anthony Gordon.
So you'd pay 75.
I wanted him for sorry.
Would you pay 75?
Yeah, I'd pay 75.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So that'd be breaking the bank. That'd be a big deal.
I thought you meant like 100th thing.
Nah, when you say breaking the bank,
over 80.
Yeah, when I say breaking the
limit,
bank,
I'd go to.
In terms of Liverpool, because what's your biggest transfer in recent times? Is Van Dijk, right?
Van Dijk probably. Yeah. People will say Nunes, but Nunes is a bunch of add-ons onto the
Okay, so let's take Nunes out of it. He'd be your second record breaking signing if it was 75 million, 80 million.
Yeah, it was going to be Caicedo, so that's what I mean. Didn't happen.
When I say breaking the bank, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'd definitely pay. I definitely would pay the 75 for him because at the end of the day, people will say we're stocked in the left winger department, but what's good about that when our left wingers aren't that good? Like, you can be stocked in a position, but if they're not that good, you need to get an upgrade in that position regardless of whether you're stacked in that. Bro, Diaz, I'm sorry, bro. People rate this guy just because of Cruyff turns, bro. Like, he's just not good. Like, people who are actually debating Diaz and Gordon, what wins you games or what wins you the league? Cruyff turns or goals? Goals. That's what wins you games, bro, and wins you trophies, not Cruyff turns. Literally. You know why some people, and I'm talking about fans in general, to be honest, because I've seen rival fans say that Gordon, they don't rate Gordon. You know why people don't rate him? Because his name's Anthony Gordon. If his name was Antonio Gordinho or something like that, I'm telling you, people would rate him higher, bro. Because his name's Anthony Gordon.
To an extent, I hear that.
Just before you continue, Ryan, yeah, because to that point, yeah, why do you think it's like that? Like, and not just Gordon, this is just really in general football players. Why do you think it's like that? Like, we look at some of these foreign guys, whoever they might be. Why do you think it's like that?
I think a few reasons, bro. Like English football being overhyped, but also because of people like the flashy names, bro. They like the flashy signings. Do you get what I mean? The signings from abroad. They like that, obviously, but like, you know, they tend to be more talented as well. Let's be honest. Like they do in English football, like has been overhyped. But Anthony Gordon, whether people like it or not, and I know, like G said, the winger market and the winger department is pretty dead. But he was the best left winger in the league last season. And that's not saying much because, let's be honest, the competition was pretty trash.
It was woeful.
It was trash.
It was, but don't take away from him. It was 110%. It was woeful, and I don't use that against him. But you know what?
Awful. I watched a stream with Saeed's stream the other day when they were talking about Gordon. And someone said on there Gordon was the best left winger in the league last season. And Saeed was like, what? But then when Saeed was asked, a name left wingers better than him that last season. Saeed was thinking about it, was like, oh, it's when you deep it. The competition was so dead for left wingers but he was very good last season, 100%. And you know, for me, a good way to upgrade what we have in that position is to buy the best left winger in the league. I'd take that happily. I think he'd be very good for us. You know, he's what I like in a winger. Look, Luis Diaz is useless. Literally, he's not going to get any better. He's 28 as well. So I don't get why people rate him. He's not good. You know what people say he's a really good dribbler, bro? I don't even think his dribbling is as good as what people make out. I think he's good at it, but I don't think he's as amazing as it is what people make out. Like he's a bit weird when he's dribbling, bro. Like he just runs down blind alleys most of the time as well. Like you know what the craziest stat about Luis Diaz? Even I didn't know this until a few weeks ago. He created 5 big chances in the league last season. 5.
That's mad.
Bro, he played 30 odd games in the league.
games. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Five.
Considering
He's
the
a
amount
left
of
winger
chances,
for
yeah, that's
Liverpool,
crazy.
and he 5 big chances. Do you know how terrible
mad.
that is? I couldn't believe that. This is the guy who people rate, you know. Oh my days. And then Gakpo, look,
He played
you know me,
37 Premier
Flawless.
League matches last season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
mad.
And also,
All
as
but
well,
one.
it's because Gordon don't have the quote unquote aura as well. To add in
Bro,
further to
because
your point about people not rating him,
Gordon's not the
whatever that
most.
means.
Yeah, because
Well,
Gordon's not the most silky dribbler. He doesn't do step overs and Cruyff turns. That's another reason as well why people don't rate. But you know what? He's effective, bro. He's an
I
effective
knew that.
player. Very effective. And that's what we need at the end of the day. Sadio Mane and Mo Salah weren't exactly the most flashy dribblers and anything like that. You weren't seeing step overs or Cruyff turns up that, but they were mad effective and they helped win us games, win us trophies at the end of the day. That's what matters. So
That's true.
Gordon's a massive upgrade on what we have in that position and in our attack. And Cody Gakpo, I'm a big fan of Gakpo. You know me, Flawless. I'm a
Mhm.
big fan of Gakpo. But bro, I'd much rather have Gordon on my left wing than Gakpo as well for Liverpool. 100% all day
Yeah,
long.
I think the only doubt with Gordon is can you like, and I'm a fan of Gordon. Like I think he's a very, very good player. It's just can you do it for the second season? I think that's what it is.
exactly.
I think
But
that's
guess
the
what?
only, and that's not a criticism of him. That's the only fault. If you can match, do better, or get close to what you did last season,
But
I don't
Flawless,
see no reason he can't.
at least he's
Go on.
had a season. What
That's
have
true.
Diaz and Gakpo done? At least Gordon has had a season.
Very true.
At least
very
he's
true,
actually
very
got
true.
that in the bank.
You got a point. You do have a point.
No,
And he is
that's true.
He
effective.
consistently be
I'm a
effective
fan.
over a
Like I
season.
say, I think he's a good player. Like I was like, because I did not expect him to do what he did at Newcastle. Far from it.
Bro, I used to think he was trash. Genuinely,
Bro,
before last
I
season, I
didn't
used to
think
think
so.
he was awful, but he
I didn't
really
see
impressed
this.
me last season.
Because when he was at Everton, I know he didn't play, but even when he played the few times he did, I don't remember any like hypes around everyone saying, "Oh, go get Gordon from Everton" type of thing.
He didn't even impress me at Everton that much. But yeah, man, he'd be a massive upgrade, and he definitely massively improved our attack because we are so reliant on Mo Salah for basic output, for basic goals. We are so reliant on him because Jota's not going to play. You know, let's be honest, he'll get injured after like 10 minutes of a game. So there's no point relying on him. So then who have you got to rely on? Nunes? No. Diaz? Definitely not. And Gakpo, again, I like Gakpo and I think he can come good. But again, he's not exactly shown that at Liverpool so far. Let's just call a spade a spade. So then you're just fully reliant on Mo Salah. Then you need someone else to come in and help that at the end of the day. And I think Gordon can do that because he showed it last season. So yeah, I think he'd be a massive upgrade on what we have. He's definitely, for me, a player we need. And yeah, like I said, he's also versatile. He could play along the whole front three. He did that for Newcastle last season. So that's definitely an asset as well. So, bro, yeah, I would definitely pay a big fee. I wouldn't go above 80 though. I think going above 80 is probably a bit too excessive.
that's a bit
Especially
much.
when he's
Okay.
got 2 years left on his deal as well. I think that would be a bit too excessive as well.
Big up
So
Max.
yeah, big up Max, man.
No,
But
that's
so yeah,
fair
but
enough.
I'd take him in a heartbeat. I really hope we sign him still.
It seems that way. Paul's not having it though. Shout out to Paul Smith. He is not having it whatsoever. Big up to you. Said no fucking way we should sign Anthony Gordon as he doesn't improve us. This seems like a sentiment signing to appease the local Scouse fan base. I think and this is me saying this is United fan. I think you're being harsh there,
That's
Paul.
very
Because if you base it off
Okay.
the season he had, I think you're being harsh there to say he doesn't improve you. It's crazy.
Okay. Because I'm not even like, listen, if that's your opinion. Listen, is allowed one, right? And I don't even disagree too tough with, I guess, the point that Paul's trying to make. Big up Paul, because we I always chat with him on other channels and stuff.
Yeah.
If it's not Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, Kvaratskhelia, how many other left wingers would you realistically go out for in the world of football in a general sense?
People say Nico Williams, but like
I think it's one of those. I think
if you want to put Nico, like I'm not even saying
bro,
you can't, but I'm
you
saying
didn't know Nico
how
Williams
many
only scored
names?
like 4 goals for Bilbao last season.
yeah, like again, he's a lot of his stock is from the Euros where he did play
and he was
very,
a very
very
good
well.
Euros.
But he got 19 assists last season, though. He got
But
19 assists.
I did get that's very impressive.
That's
Here the thing
fair.
is, I think outside of the ones you named, so we'll throw Williams, you mentioned Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Kvaratskhelia, it's a risk. I think with Gordon, I think it's just a price point. I think if Liverpool were to get him for 50, 60 million, I think that is very, very good business. Now, if you're talking 70, 80, 90 million, that is bad business in my opinion. Off of one season. Spending that to me on a player after one season is bad. But 50, 60 for him, yes.
But
I think
remember,
Go on.
But remember, the original thing was Joe Gomez was going to go there for 45 and we were going to get him for 75. So yes, the 75 looks mad. 30 mil in your head, you're really...
That's a great...
And like I said, you're selling a guy who's third, fourth choice in every position that you could think of. So to me, I'm always like, that doesn't even... Like that, to me, that makes logical sense. That's why when I heard, obviously we saw the news come out that that's what Liverpool are trying to do during the Euros. I was like, yeah, bro, do that. Like, why wouldn't you do that? You know, kind of thing that obviously Newcastle rejected, like in the end said, nah. But I'll be like, bro, of course, like you selling a guy who's for 45 M's, who's been here for time, who are, and you know, Joe Gomez can't, whatever. But just in general, bro, you get rid of that. Like these are the kind of deals that you do with your eyes closed. Like you just boom, you get that done. Do you get, like, imagine if you Manchester United, whoever, let's just say as an example, Scott McTominay, for example, and you knew that someone wanted to buy him for 30 mil, and you're I don't know, you wanted to sign this left winger for I don't know, 80 mil.
Hey, but Joe Gomez is better than McTominay.
Yeah, yes.
No, I know, but I just in terms of squad player, like I was
to your point, G, I've made what's crazy is I've made that point. Fulham want him. Yo, go get Anthony Robinson. We need a left back.
There you go. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Go. I don't know how we are asking for more money. If they want McTominay, say, okay, we'll offer you X amount and McTominay and go get Robinson. We need a left back. Go get him. To me, it makes but go and carry on. Just to further your point.
Yeah, no, it's just stuff like that. Like obviously, listen, we're not in the boardroom. I don't know what's really going on behind the closed doors. But you know, when we've been watching these same players for time, so when I'm looking at, I'm thinking, bro, like you just get rid. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you can pattern up that left wing side however you want to chop it up. As Rayan just said, bro, he can play anywhere across the front three. So who knows? Like other than Jota, there's this other guy up front, but like you got Jota as your main hitter up front. So then really and truly, he can play there. Like I don't know, but the reality is when I'm looking at the forward line, I don't have this forward line will score goals, but I'm not confident in them like that anyway. For some weird reason, they don't.
No, they'll have
give
games
me confidence
in it where they'll really let us down. You look at last season.
You
look at games like Palace, Everton.
Jesus, Mazza. Hey, and if you're about to say the link, that is that's man. He even said big up after big up, man. I hope you're good. The man just said Bun Gordon. Damn. Sorry, Ryan. That just caught me off guard. Go on, Ryan. My bad.
I don't know, but the thing is with the Gordon thing is like that deal would be. Thing is, I actually got told about a Gordon fee that got agreed over a month ago. Actually, 29th of June when the whole thing was happening. Someone messaged me saying the Gordon fee had been agreed. So I've got the proof. I got the messages as well. People saying, "Oh, you shit sources and everything." Bro, I got told about Gordon fee being agreed from time. I didn't know if it was true, but obviously it was proven to be true. And that would have been a great deal, man. Look, Joe Gomez as well, being a great servant to the club, had a really good season last season. To be honest, though, like I don't want to see Joe Gomez as a centre back anymore. I think he's shown that he's not good enough for that position anymore. Because if you look at last season, he was playing mostly at full back, whether he was left or on the right. Right back, he's not getting in ahead of Trent or Bradley. So really, he was only left back. He would have actually been my first choice left back if he didn't sign anyone, to be honest. Because I'd rather have seen him over Robertson and Tsimikas. But look, if he leaves, at the end of the day, 45 mil would have been a great deal for him. And I still think Joe Gomez will actually leave this summer as well. So, but I don't think he'll be to Newcastle or anything because they're getting Gay as well. So I don't see that being a kind of thing for a Gordon.
Crystal Palace, man. Palace, you know what I mean?
You could go to Palace, 100%. You'll do a cheeky little deal for Wharton as well, man. I'd love that, bro. Oh my day.
Like there's players.
There's one Wharton. If we signed Wharton, that would actually be the signing that would gas me the most. Still, that would genuinely.
Yeah, you've been on the wall. You've been saying this about Wharton. I've not watched him like that.
I've been on Wharton since Blackburn days, bro. Because I've got a good mate who's a massive Blackburn fan. He was telling us about Wharton for time. So I remember watching clips of Wharton. I was like, this guy's sick. But obviously I was saying, will he be able to do it in the Prem? But man came to Palace and smashed it, bro. So like, I really want him, bro. I think he would really suit what Slot's trying to do in that position. So, bro, I'd be so gassed if we signed him still. If I'm Arsenal or Man City as well, he would be the midfielder I would sign for them. If I was Arsenal City, I think he'd be amazing for those two as well. He's what they're crying out for. The pair of not even a Marino. Wharton is what Arsenal are crying out for.
He's that good. Like I say, I've not watched him like that for Palace. I mean, have to watch it because you and a couple others who have watched him for Palace are like, were saying that even when England were in the Euros, that he should have got game time there. And
Easily.
I didn't know about him until they battered us. I didn't really know too much about him, to be honest.
Class player, man.
I think, he falls into that, not so much because obviously Gordon was here the whole season. He only come in Jan. But he falls into that category of like, I rate him, but I do want to see it for a season, another season. Because he was only here for like 6 months. So it's like, when obviously the new manager came in, they had a new manager bounce and all of that stuff. Let me see what Palace look like next season, like this season coming up. Then I think, but then obviously by then, his price is going to be God knows whatever.
It's going to skyrocket. How Palace do. Ends, I sent you the link. Check your DMs. But that being said, whether it is a Gordon, whether it is Gakpo, we're speaking of Diaz and other players with a new manager, you might not more willing, but like more open to giving players a clean slate because it is a new manager.
Diaz.
Diaz, you're saying no regardless.
Diaz is a lost cause for me. Gakpo, yeah, but Gakpo I would be willing because Klopp heavily misused that guy. But like Gakpo would be, even though I still don't really have that much confidence in Gakpo as a left winger as I would have with a Gordon, because of the attributes. But I'd be willing for Gakpo to be given a chance. But Diaz is a lost cause. He's a lost cause.
Yeah,
bro.
crazy. And we got welcome to the show, man. Like Ends, man, TV in the building. Yes, Ends, man. What you saying? You good first and foremost.
Big up, bro, man. I appreciate it, man. Listen, I swear down here, I clicked from like, let me go and see who's live. And I got triggered straight away. I'm like, what? Gordon? Nah, bun this you, man.
I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. Go on, Eds, talk about it, man. Why are you saying bun Gordon like it seems that
bro,
just go on.
Do you know what it is, man? I'm frustrated, bro. Because it feels like every time we see a player, and because we want to sign in, let's go get him. He's the signing. Go buy him. Let's buy this guy. Let's buy him. He's better than him. And you're like, but there's no proof to say that, bro. It's a different team, new environment, new manager, new setup, different types of players. When you're coming from a team where everything's tailored around making you the best. No, you're coming to a higher team, bro. You're not playing for Newcastle United. You're going to be playing for Liverpool. But this guy, man, he's really quick in that. And if he comes to Liverpool, I'll support him. But he's not that good, bro. That's not an upgrade.
So you don't think bro, can I ask you a question?
Go on around. You go.
I'll ask all of you this question.
No, ask me the question, bro.
Ask Ends the question there. That's you. Liverpool. I'm not involved, man. This is Liverpool
ask
stuff.
all three of you individually the question. It's a simple question. If Gordon, in that Liverpool City game a few months ago where we drew 1-1 at Anfield, if Gordon plays that game instead of Diaz, do we win that game?
If my mom played, Liverpool might have won. Bro,
if Gordon plays instead of Diaz in that game, do we win?
No, it doesn't, bro. It doesn't.
What was the game? What was the game?
It was the 1-1
Premier League
Diaz missed
Premier League game
in the second half.
Was it at the Etihad or your place?
No, it was at Anfield. When Mac Allister scored a penalty.
So you think?
Remember when Goku kung fu kicked?
When someone got kicked in the chest. I ain't gonna lie. I barely remember the game. I ain't gonna lie.
If Gordon played, Diaz missed about 3-1 on one second half.
He didn't miss 3-1 on one, bro. That's exaggerating, and I know you ain't watching. Then he missed one clear-cut chance where he should have buried it.
He missed 3, bro.
Been through
so ends. Let me ask you the question then. So for you, is it price point? Let's say you lot were to get him for 50 million. Would you be cool with that? Are you against it regardless?
I don't rate him like that.
You don't rate him like that? Okay.
Nah, to be fair, Ends has always said this though.
Don't shift. You know, if we're gonna sign a player, bro, I want to sign a player that's gonna be better. That's gonna take someone's spot in the team. I don't want this. Let's debate whether he plays here and let's debate whether he plays there. That's not an improvement. You're just adding numbers, bro. You looked at his season he had last season. I'm not gonna knock it. It was a good season. 11 goals, boys. 10 assists, 11 goals. Or vice versa.
He won 6 penalties.
Good season. Good season. I'm not gonna knock him for doing that. But is that coming into my team? In people's ideas, that's coming in and he's getting doubled that. No, he doesn't. He's gonna get less of the opportunities because he's coming into a team with a Mo Salah. You're coming into a team that's got a Jota or a Nunes up front. You're coming into a team that has a Diaz and a Gap. These guys, and the way the manager want to play, is going to play through the midfield. So that means we ain't going to be doing no hoofball like what we. I'm not going to knock Klopp because that's not what I'm here to do. But we ain't going to play.
No, say it, man. Ends don't do that. No, don't do that.
Listen, I'm not coming to the ops houses and start disrespecting. But listen, we're not doing the quick transitions like what we were doing. We're going to play through the midfield. So that means he's going to have to be time in his runs. That means he's going to probably get less of the ball. That means his short game needs to be on point. Not this running in behind nonsense, bro.
So you're saying stylistically are you looking at it and that's what you don't like from if you bring in a Gordon because of the manager and how he's playing type of thing?
Yeah, and listen, I'm not going to knock you. I'm not speaking from a standpoint as if he comes and he's not going to do well. I don't see what he offers that he makes us a better team.
Okay.
We already got fast players. We already got players that's skillful. We already got players that running behind, but the style of play didn't suit the players we had, bro.
Nah, that's fair.
We
People are
didn't
just
suit
talking
the
about the
players we
hoop
had.
ball. That's funny.
what I'm saying. Nah,
Nah,
that's what I nailed it with my manager, bro. I had to retract.
It's your ex-manager. It's all right, man. Ends, man. We all understand, man. It's cool, man. It's all right, man.
If you break
It's
up on
okay.
good terms, if you break up on good terms, bro, I ain't gonna be dissing you in the background. Especially if I'm at the new girl. Nah, my ex. Nah. All right.
Nah, but you know, every now and again you have to say
you.
1-2 bad things about your ex, like just
Nah.
to make the new girl feel like, yeah, but you know, she didn't even cook that right. Like, trust me, yours
Here's
is
the
way
thing,
better.
bro. I grew up watching Man United winning all these Premier Leagues. I grew up watching Arsenal, and then, man, they're chatting shit to us. And obviously Liverpool, we won a few trophies, and you know, and we won a few Champions League and whatever. But the only thing that the man them used to chat shit to man about in school was, oh, you never won the Premier League. Klopp bought me that Premier League now. So now I sit there and go, okay, now what? Because now I can get onto Arsenal. Where's your Champions League, man? You can't tell me about where's my Premier League. All you can do is, oh, it took you 30 years. Oh, okay, so now the goalpost has changed. All right, no problem. But you can't diss me no more about we ain't won no
Arsenal
Premier
fans,
League.
Arsenal, yo, where's your champs, man? What's
Where's
going
your
on,
champs,
man?
man?
Yo, where's your Europa, man? You know what I'm saying? Spurs got two
Where's
of them
your
things.
conference?
Where's your Europa, man? West Ham got a conference, yo.
Bro,
What's going on?
I was gonna
man?
say, like, even just a young conference and that, like, just,
A
you know what I mean,
little
just
conference, yo. Just
you know what I mean, like something minor and that.
The world clubs and that. Nothing. No
Bro.
world team. Ah, man. We're sitting
I
at
think-
the big boy table now.
I think you know, like, again, I don't even like what Paul said, like Em said. I'm not mad either way. Let's put you like that. It's that type of player. I don't care if you signed him. I'm not gonna be gassed. I don't care if you don't sign him, because I'm like, I mean, I don't look at him as like infinitely better than what we have. It's like I said before, the winger market is so dead, and there's not really that many good like attainable. So outside Vinicius, Mbappe, Kvaratskhelia, them kind of guys, you are now looking at, like, as you Flawless, you said it, like, it's kind of just a risk anyone you do try to, you know, possibly get in. I think, not to speak for anyone, but I think it's more of a case of like, people don't rate the ones that we do have, so they're gonna look at others anyway. So when you've got Gordon coming off of a season that he's just had, obviously people are straight away gonna be like, and I'm not saying that he's going to come and do that anyway, regardless. Like, I don't know, Ends might be right in terms of comes to a different team, whatever. It might just not work out. We've seen it with so many different players for so many different clubs. Dope at their club, come to a big club. Now you're just looking like, you know what I mean, a fish out of water. Like, it might be one of those, but I think, yeah, it's just more, I guess, people just projecting their own thoughts. That's why Gordon seemed like, oh my goodness, you have to get Gordon. The only reason why I would look at that is if you was going to do that swap deal with Gomez, because as I said before, if you swap a player who is 3rd/4th choice in every position that he could potentially play in for a player that might be 1st/2nd choice, probably first, given the amount of money that's going to cost. In my head, I'm like, that to me just sounds like, yeah, that's calm. You can go and do something like that. If that's the player you've identified, if that's the guy that you think, okay, he comes into the team, boom, cool. Bro, you're swapping 1st/potentially 2nd for a guy who's 3rd/4th in whatever position that he kind of plays in. That's when it comes, you know what I mean? That's when I'm like, okay, yeah, you can do that deal. If you're not doing something like that, that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? You look at someone else. Like, I know people are saying Kvaratskhelia but we're not getting Kvaratskhelia. I'll put that out there. Liverpool ain't getting that guy. We ain't got that kind of money.
I don't think you got the money for what they're, you know,
yeah,
how
we
unless
ain't
you
got
lot are
that
planning
kind
on
of
swapping some players, like,
bro, unless we're planning on selling the house, then it's just not gonna happen. You know how Liverpool stay. So you can forget that kind of signing. There's no Vinicius Jr., there's no Mbappe. So let's just forget about all of these ballers that we all would like at the football club. Now, man, obviously I see big up Ali. I know you mentioned Kudus, yeah, and I'm just like, again, Kudus' best football has been on the right hand side. So now we're going to sign a guy who's most predominantly right wing to then potentially play on the left wing, just so that we can have this player in the team. It, like, again, I'm not against it. I'm not going to be mad if you went to do that. But I know people are going to say square pegs, round holes as the season goes on. And I don't know, he stinks it up with like 2 games in a row. Oh, we shouldn't have signed him and played him on the left and tear. Like, honestly, man, like I said, the winger market is dead. like I'm not really impressed with anybody out there, really and truly. So I don't even care at this point. Sign whoever you want to sign. Do you know what I mean? Heck, you know what? If you want to keep these man here, keep these man here. I'd rather you kept Gakpo than Diaz, but cool, keep whoever you want to keep because there's not that much better out there, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so what it is, and as I said, guys, apologies, man. I'm not on camera. I'm not at the desk, man. But bro, you know what? Do you know what it is, man? It's just that I feel like it was more the style of play than the players itself. And I'm not gonna just single-handedly go, oh, tactically, that's the reason why you haven't played well. The players have to take responsibility in terms of their own performances. But I feel like now I'm watching the team and I'm just like, oh, if I see my guy and this guy in there, Gakpo and Diaz in there, I want to see what they do because I was watching Carvalho do bits to an extent, and I'm like, he's not better than Diaz or Cody Gakpo. So if you put them into that team and the style and the system that we're trying to use and implement, could we get better and a more cohesive patterns of play and a more direct play in terms of like these guys are going to be in good positions to get goals all the time? And that's what I want to see before I start going, let me go and sign Gordon, bro. Like, I feel like the Gordon deal was something where it got offered to us. It popped up and we're like, age profile good, decent player. All right, cool, no problem. Price tag ain't too bad. We might take a punt at this because we might not get an opportunity later down the line. I feel like that was more the issue than anything else. Most of the Liverpool fan base needs defenders, but we want to get a defender out the window. We want to sell defenders. I don't even understand. So you want to sell Gomez, you want to sell Sepp Vandenberg, and then you want to do what? Then buy 3 other defenders? Buy 2? Because we already said with the ones we have now, we need 1 more, 2 more, right? So what, we're going to sell 2 more to buy 1? What are we doing now? Leave ourselves short again.
I think you're right in terms of the math.
Virgil's left. Then we've got what? Virgil and Konate. I mean, Virgil and Kwanzaa.
And we know what Konate's injury record.
Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. We just want to leave ourselves short. It makes sense to people that don't understand, bro. Let's just sell you to buy you. But then what we do? Come on, man.
I think it also depends as well, man. I mean, I guess it would have all depended on like this. This is why when I speak about that whole Lenny Euro thing, like that would have made sense. Whatever the price point would have been, 50, whatever you guys signed him for. That would have made sense to have then
42,
sold
42
someone.
It was
42. So it would have made sense had Liverpool have done the swap deal with Gordon and Anthony and signed someone like Lenny Euro. Then I would have been like, okay, that makes sense as to why you would have done something like that. Because the reality is, you're just swapping. You're getting rid of Gomez, but you're getting in what's his name? Another defender in with another centre back in. So then it's like, okay, cool, fair enough. But again, like what Enz is saying there. Now, obviously, Euro's now gone to Manchester United. I don't know what other players Liverpool are potentially looking at. Apparently, we're going to have contracts are going to start getting negotiated from next week. So I was like, okay, cool. So it will just be interesting to see what he wants to sign. Where I disagree with what you said, Enz, is about, and I don't know because I have no idea what's going to look like in the season. So I don't want to act like I do. I feel like, you see, when we talk about the style of play, obviously, yes, for some players, I feel, yes, you can kind of see it. So the Joneses and the Elliots and I can't even say Mac Allister because I ain't seen him, but Jones and Elliott, for example, there's 2 players, because of how they play, this kind of style, as they've said anyway, suits them. Tyler Morton, I think he's another one who's spoken about how much this style of play kind of suits them. But I do think that outside of the style of play, I think there's other things and there's other factors as to why certain other players, I just think that it just won't ever really click for you to the standard that some people set them at, kind of thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when we are looking at sorry, go on.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but one thing I'll throw back is we haven't had the reference points yet. So if, for example, what you're explaining in terms of you believe there's still little factors out there, I'm presuming that you don't think even with the style of play, we're going to get the best out of these particular players. The problem is we haven't had those point of reference yet in terms of we haven't seen a Diaz and a Gakpo play games yet. So say, for instance, they're meant to be all back after the Man United game tonight, right? So we fly back.
Yeah, they all come back early next week.
We play you lot tonight, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't even know that.
So,
crazy.
They come back after the game, and then we play Seville, and then we've now got Las Palmas as well. I think we've added to our friendly list, but that one's behind closed doors. So then you kind of get a kind of the reference points I'm talking about in the Seville game, because I presume that the Diaz's and the Gakpos will play in that game. because he'll be back and then he'll get a bit of minutes to see what they're like. Then you can go, do you know what? Those things that you had in the back of your mind that won't work, then you can see that. But at the moment, we don't know yet until they actually kick a football for the new manager. They might come and stink the place up and then you're like, bro, see, I told you so. Or they might come and you're like, oh my days, they've nailed this down now, and you can see the danger of these players.
Let me ask you, do you rate your current two? Like, what's your thoughts on Diaz and Gakpo currently?
Bro,
like, as players, do you rate them?
Yeah, listen, to a point, do I want them to do better in terms of consistency? Yes. I felt like throughout the season, they was on, they were off, they were cold, they were hot. And then there was moments. I think Gakpo at the end of the season, let's say, as a reference point, last 5 games of the season, I feel like Gakpo said, you know what, let me pull my socks up and let me start showing what I'm about. And then you can see the performances got better. But you need that across the season. I'm not going to knock them and go, wow, because they scored goals in Europa League, I don't rate them. Because there's man them out here. If I took you now for a training session, I crossed the ball in, you couldn't even head the ball in the back of the net. Just in general, bro, if I cross the ball on the floor, you're miskicking them. So I'm not going to knock the players for scoring goals in the Europa League. I'm just saying, like, I want them to be a bit more consistent in their playing it. So if you're gonna cook up, I don't know, let's say a Nottingham, I need you to cook up Arsenal as well. If you're gonna cook up Man United, I need you to cook up Man City.
Is that go on? Sorry, go on.
I need them to be a bit more consistent. But I'm cool with them, bro. Honestly, I'm cool. I just want to see them under this. And then if I don't see what I think I want, like, I know that I will see in terms of coming, I can see that the idea and it's the what they need in terms of a pattern of play and what the description in terms of where you need to run, where you need to be, blah, blah, blah. And they don't get that. I'm like, listen, all right, I rate you, man, but you, man, can't fit this. I need you, man, out. But I believe they can, bro. I believe we got 2 smart, intelligent players.
So you think they're good enough to do that? Okay, so you think they're good enough with this manager and the new system where they can perform to a certain level? That's fair enough.
At the same time, as I mentioned to G, I need to see because I haven't got the reference points myself. So
it's just you giving a prediction on it, which I get. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm just at them going, well, they're skillful. You know, I can see Gakpo in moments. If he's on his game, you can't stop him. He will drive past you, get shots away, whatever. Diaz on the day, bro, he's the most skillful player you see. People complain about his end product to an extent, can't finish, whatever you believe in, how you rate your players. But I just want to see them under this new manager and see how they play. And if they don't do what I think they can do, then I'm not going to argue with like G's point and say we can't get better to come in and play in that position. But I haven't seen it yet, bro. And I need to see it before I decide to just throw my guys under the bus.
That's fair. Is there any areas in the team that you're like, we need to improve regardless?
Defensively, I think we need to get
centre backs, full backs, or both.
I think we need to get a defender just because of coverage. And I feel like I know the 6 is one of the positions I mentioned in the past. I said I wanted presence in there. But if we're gonna go with what I've seen, and it's not necessarily a double pivot all the time, but I feel like defensively there's no objective. Like the manager said, we defend as a team. And I've watched the past 2 games, stayed up to watch them. Seville, defensively, we look on point. And then I saw us in the second half against Arsenal. Arsenal had most of the ball, but our shape in general, and that's with the youth players. So I'm like, if we add the more senior players, that would even look more good, and we'll have a bit more attacking threat as well. But defensively, we look good, man. So do I want a 6? Yeah, of course. I would love to have another player in there that can play in that position that's similar to like Wataru, but maybe the progressive passing is there, can receive on a half turn, whatever. But at the same time, systems wins you game of football as well, man. Sometimes not necessarily just the personnel. You set up correctly, you can beat most teams.
Oh, trust me, but hey, people want to blame injuries, but hey, that's a whole different conversation I'm not going to get into, man. Because I said that, you know what I'm saying? Football's a system game, and if you set up in a certain way, you know what, it can cover the deficiencies. But hey, like I say, the team that finished 4th, that no one had finishing 4th, had the 4th most injuries. The team who sold their best player and had the 5th most injuries, finished 5th and actually scored more goals without him. But hey, we move. Warrior J says, do you guys see any differences between Slot Liverpool and Klopp's Liverpool during preseason, or do you see any similarities? Well, to you on that, G, I'm not sure how much of preseason you've watched, but have you seen any similarities or differences, if you indeed have?
No, I watched both of the games against Betis and Arsenal. I think that it's both. There is differences, but there's also, you can see there's obvious similarities with the style of play. I think the biggest difference is the way that Liverpool build up through the middle, from the back, but through the middle of the park. I think that's obviously something that clearly he's looked at. Obviously, we are synonymous with wing play, hence why we had the Salah, Mane's, Trent, Robbo. Like that was our thing. Middle wasn't really a place where you come and play football. Now you can see this is where he wants to really play the football. And like En said, in terms of to be fair, it's even made me think about. I still want a 6, but it just makes me think about the type of 6. So where I said I don't know Yusuf Fofana before, now I'm like he's my guy, but maybe not him actually.
Saying Adam Wharton, bro, he's the answer.
Again,
like
I'm not. No. I'm
He's
not
the answer.
I'm not gonna knock an Adam Wharton. I just think that you haven't got enough substance for me to be like, yes, go out and sign him. He's not. Let's put it this way: he's not a Lamine Yamal. You don't need to see another season of that brother to realistically say.
Yeah, Yamal, he's an exception to the rule. Yamal's
but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is that I don't need to see 2-3 seasons. I'm like, no, you get him right now. You've got probably one of the best right wingers in the world. Whereas Wharton, I'm not saying he's not going to be a top player because I think he's. I'm really
telling
good.
You, bro, top 5 midfielder next season, bro. We're coming.
No, hey, and listen, I'll be there. I'll be there with you, championing him.
What did you just say, Ryan? Say that again. Sorry.
He said top 5 midfielder.
Top 5 midfielder in Premier League next season.
You do know he's
Adam Wharton
in the Championship, right?
Top 5
I didn't know about him in the Championship because, like I said before, I have a mate who's a Blackburn fan
and did nothing.
Wait, top 5. So are you saying if Liverpool sign him, or are you just saying in general?
No, in general.
Top 5 midfielder in the Premier League.
Flawless, you heard the top 5.
Allister,
I just had to make sure. That's why
he's better than Mac Allister. He's better than Mac Allister.
Rodriguez.
Yo,
he's not better than Rodri, but like
you got top 5, fam. That's big. Like, do you know?
I think
this guy tried to
5.
Mac Allister.
Let's put it this way.
5.
Yeah, let's put it this way. Ray, and you're either gonna be an absolute genius, and you're gonna be smiling come the end of next season when we go back to this video, or we're gonna be asking, yo, what's going on?
Top 5. So do you don't understand? You have in like 5. You have a Rodri, De Bruyne, Phil Foden, friggin'. So you've got Odegaard, Maino,
Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, like proper attacking midfielders kind of thing.
So all right, so this is where we need to clarify. So you're talking deep line because when you say
midfielders
all 3
midfielder like that for me. And
so are you saying
Foden plays on the wing a lot as well?
Are you saying players who play in a double pivot? Is that what you're saying?
Just in proper central midfield.
He's an 8. Foden plays 8. Foden played as an 8.
Yeah, but then Foden plays on the wings and really. Foden plays like really advanced. Like he doesn't drop deep or anything.
But he's a midfielder though. Even if you're an attacking midfielder, he's a midfielder. The key's in the title.
You know, these are the calls. These are the calls that you end up going bankrupt. So you know when man then come back to you and you mention something else, they'll be like, "Shut up! I didn't want to hear it." That like you can say that. You can say what you want to say. But these are the kind of calls, bro, that people just like,
I'm telling you, bro. Obviously, you got your Rodri's.
This is why I have to clarify. If you're saying deep lying players like at 6, because like Foden, like De Bruyne, yes, he is attacking midfielder, but he's an 8. He don't play on the wing. He's an 8. Same way Foden is.
Can we clarify the deep line playmakers then? If Ren, is that?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's why I was trying to clarify. I was trying to save this guy. This guy pushed the safety ball to the side. So I don't know. This guy just pushed it to the side.
I don't need that.
Just pushed it to the side.
Are you saying like deep line playmaking type of midfielder? He'll be top 5. Just to clarify.
Oh, he'll definitely be that, but.
Let me even go on. Let me check out all the deep line playmakers in the
central midfield. I'm not talking De Bruyne who plays.
De Bruyne he's a central midfielder, man. He just
he's not central midfielder.
He's an attacking midfielder.
He's basically a right mid, bro. Like
he's not a right mid. He plays central. Go on transfer market and see where De Bruyne plays. What we do?
De Bruyne is a right mid. I stand by it.
He's not a right mid. You know what I'm saying? He's not a right mid. Like that's what it is. He's not a right mid.
Declan Rice. Mac Allister, them type.
He's better than Mac Allister.
I want to know what we're talking about. Are we saying midfield overall, or what we saying?
I don't know what you mean, stuff, bro. What do you mean he's better than Mac Allister?
He's definitely better than Mac Allister. Wharton comes in as our best midfielder.
You know what's great about Enz's
I don't rate Mac Allister as highly as you man do.
No,
I think he's overrated.
But this is what I'm saying. Now I understand we're just saying stuff. So yeah, apologies. No, because now I understand the conversation. Because I didn't understand it before. I thought we was having proper football. Now we're saying stuff. All right, let's just say stuff.
That's why I was like, yo, I'm not even saying you're wrong about Warren because I've not watched it, but to say he's going to be top 5 midfielder, a top 5 midfielder in the league next season
And
is
he
crazy
comes
to me. I'm sorry.
as our best midfielder. And
I'm sorry. I
Watch the
think that's
vision.
crazy.
Watch the
Like,
vision.
I don't even think I rate Mano
Hey.
highly, and I won't even say that about Mano. I would even say he's going to be top 5 next season.
After
And I
4
rate
games,
Mano.
after 4 to 5 games of good from Morton, he's better than Mac Allister. No problem, bro. I get it. I understand.
He's
I think
better
that's
than
crazy.
Caicedo, trust me.
Is he better than
First
Caicedo? Is he
wasn't
better than
great.
Caicedo? He's not better than Caicedo.
I think he will
He's
be in
not
it.
better.
I think he will be. I think he
He's
will
not
be
better.
personally. What he's this?
No,
kid
you
is the
stand on
real
it, bro.
deal,
Like, don't
bro.
let these men try to trick you inside out.
Nah,
Stand on what
I
you're
think
saying, bro.
Watson will be better than
Oh
Caicedo.
my god!
To say stuff. Not listen, bro.
I rate Caicedo, bro.
No. He has
Bro,
to.
I
You have to
rate
stand on it.
Caicedo. I'm still bitter he didn't come to
Gee,
us.
you're
I'm
bad
bitter
man,
about
though.
it, bro.
No.
I'm still bitter about it. But for me, see the vision with Watson, bro. Trust me. See it,
I
man.
said,
No,
see the vision.
This guy's
You
the
know, because you know why? Like I
real
said,
deal,
yeah,
man.
he's either gonna be like,
That's it.
you know what, Ryan was actually he was spot on with this, or it's gonna be this, or like.
I say
Can I
top
ask
5.
a question?
Go on, then. Go on.
Can I ask you a
Go.
simple question, Flawless? You've
Yeah,
known
yeah,
Ryan
go on.
how long? A
Long time. Yeah.
At any point when you do the Liverpool versus Manchester United conversation, has he ever brought Wharton before last season as a player to sign for Liverpool?
Not before last season. It was this season.
Okay,
Just
all right,
gone.
there we
It's
go.
this season just gone. But it
And
is the
was
fact
that
I've heard.
But like I said,
I've heard-
when he was at
I've-
Blackburn, my biggest
but
question was, I'm
there's-
not sure if he can do it in the
there's-
Prem, but he did.
There's other co-hosts of mine on this channel, a couple who have spoken highly of him also. Not as highly as Ryan. I wish Jez was here. Can't remember who else. So the Jez is
was
definitely one of them. And
or
towards the halfway through, it was like halfway. You know when he started playing, that was halfway through.
When he was off the loan and he had the
halfway through. Yeah. It wasn't from the start. It wasn't from the start of the season. No.
Oh, okay.
They also didn't say. That's why I wish Jez was here to ask him if he thinks he'd be he never said anything about top 5. I just want to know.
No, respectfully switch off from there.
No, it's my hot take, bro. It's my hot
commentators like, oh my days, the PR's around this guy. Let me look at him. Oh, he's good. Let me put him.
But you know what's crazy? Not from Ryan. I had this exact same conversation. Was it? Yeah, it was last year, the season before. Basically before you lot signed Mac Allister. So you lot was in for Mac Allister, and I was saying he was a good player, and my chat was on my case about it. Talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. He's top class. He's world class, and I was saying he's a good player. I just don't think he's anything special. And now, not Ryan, but these same people will now criticize Mac Allister. You know what it's like. You mentioned it there about commentating. It's a lot of PR and a lot of.
Mac Allister's.
He's a good player.
Like,
that's it.
He's nothing more than that.
That's exactly what I said.
I would say that.
I think he's. I think in the right
Wharton's better than him.
player. What right now?
Had a lot to do with it.
You think Wharton's better than him right now? Player for player.
I wouldn't say Wharton's better than him.
I do. I genuinely do.
No, that's
bro, when people this Mac Allister thing, bro, the guy had 3 good months last season. Granted, they were 3 very good months. I'm not knocking it. Those 3 months from Mac Allister last season, top level. He was brilliant, bro. But apart from that, it was meaty. Let's just call spade a spade. He was meaty for the rest of it. Don't get this hype that you know.
How good? Let me ask you. How good do you think Mac Allister was last season for Liverpool?
At the start of the season, using him as a
false 6. That's a new one. Yeah, someone gonna bring that up. Someone gonna bring that, man. I've heard
that's Harry Kane during the Euros, bro.
Who's left back at that, bro? No, at the start of the season, utilizing him in there, we tried to utilize his skill sets because we knew we needed a 6, but we tried to utilize him in there. I'm not gonna say he had an amazing time playing in there, but once we got Ouattara in and he was able to move further forward in terms of the 8 position, left-sided 8 or right-sided 8, he was one of the best midfielders in the league, bro. And I know people are gonna look at numbers because that's what a lot of people look at. What's your stats like? How many goals? How many assists you got? But I'm looking at how he controlled games for us, and when he was missing out the midfielder, what that looked like for us. And when he wasn't playing, he looked a bit off. But when he was in there, we controlled a lot of games. Scored some really good goals, got some really good assists, which helped us to win games of football. And now I'm hearing Wharton's better than him, bro. I don't
get the whole thing. I think he's a good. Like I said,
but bro,
we
didn't control games last season. We were literally known as basketball chaos team, bro. What we didn't control games.
That's your manager. That's your manager.
Of course, that's the manager as well. But of course, I fully blame Klopp for that.
That was in moments. That was more moments.
That doesn't mean Mac Allister controlled games. He
There's no
controlled games
control.
for 3 month period.
You lot
Bro,
did control games by the basketball team. That was your way forward. It worked for you lot.
Trent already
They
told
did.
you,
We
bro. We
conceded
offer up
so many
possession.
chances a
Offer
game,
up
bro.
possession
So many, bro.
to counter press teams, bro. You not listening to Trent interview, bro. That's how the way we play.
Yo,
Trent
Klopp's
told you,
tactics
put
last
up
2 years have
position
been
that
so
time
criminal.
to counter
Yeah, I
press
don't.
teams.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever getting what you said, Ryan, in terms of control. That's not Klopp's thing. You're never going to dominate. You might dominate possession, but you're never going to dominate it from a midfield standpoint. Under
But
Klopp,
most
that
of
was
our
never
Yeah,
games,
but that
gonna
means
happen.
most of our
McAllister didn't do that last season. That's
Well,
what.
I don't
That's
think.
my
I
point.
think even if McAllister was playing at his best, he's not going to do that because your system's not set up to do that.
most
You
of
never
our
did that under
games
Klopp.
and
To my knowledge, you lot, correct me if I'm wrong. I never remember Liverpool's midfield trio being dominant.
They controlled it in a different way in the Klopp's like prime years. It was in a different, just
That's my point.
overwhelmed the other team and just gave it to the
Run man
fullbacks.
down. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Ends hoofball. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
I
was.
But most of the
didn't-
time, teams would just drop deep against us anyway, and we just dominate anyway. So it
I
was.
retracted that. Don't do
But for most of the time in those years anyway,
Yeah,
teams
go
would
ahead.
drop deep against us anyway. So it wasn't that really that deep anyway.
Big of Ends, but I couldn't resist. Sorry. That was
Yeah,
low hanging fruit, yo.
that, bro. I even stopped at who. I didn't add no one into that. Nah, but
Yeah, go on, Eds. Go on.
Build the best players in the league last season, bro.
Mhm.
And listen, I know a lot of people do the whole GA thing, man, and I get it, man. I try and use it.
Mine's not GA with McAllister. I couldn't give a shit about that.
But you're saying
Literally, I watched him very. He was a player that I was really gassed when I was that excited when we signed him. I was really looking forward to it. But to me, I watched him closely. He underwhelmed me, bro. Over the whole season, he really underwhelmed me. I can't even lie to you. I'm not saying sell him or anything, because I still think he can come good. But I'm just talking last season. I think he just had 3 good months out of 9. That's just me. It's what it is. That's not good enough for me.
I'll back Rayon in that one. Yeah, because I agree with him. I think it was
What
like
was it, 3 months?
January to April.
So before that, you didn't think he was good at all?
No.
And is that I can back Ryan on that in regards to even he had me here defending McAllister the way he was talking about him. Because I don't think he was as bad as Ryan made out. I think he's
fine, bro.
Yeah, I think overall he's a good player. I think in the right system he can get a very good player. That's what McAllister is.
Yeah,
I'm
really interested to see what Slot gets out of him, because I think Slot will definitely suit him more than a Klopp did.
Yeah, because he wants to get midfielders who get on the ball. So I think you'll see a better him. Well, yo, large up everyone that is tapped in, still over 80 of you lot locked in. Only at 66 likes. Like check 1212. Let's get up to 80 likes. Subscribe to G's channel. Subscribe to N's channel. I'm gonna add N's channel to the title in a second. G's channel, the link is already in there, so it opens up a new tab. Opens up a new tab automatically. People. Don says, "What's your realistic expectations this season?" Go to you on that, G. Why are you on real so far? So with the squad as it is, why your ends laughed? You know? Man laughed. You know?
Nah, bro.
Why did you laugh?
I'm as curious as the question, bro. That's what it is.
This is Don. This is a great question, actually. This is squad as it is. G. Why are your realistic expectations for Liverpool?
I think that it will be a good charge in the top 4 race.
Okay.
Cups.
That's too vague, man.
Because you know what, I don't want to give too much away before I do my prediction. So
you know what,
I don't want to say too much.
It's a tough question to ask because it's not the end of the transfer window. Signings change our expectations.
That's why I said as currently constructed.
I think obviously like as currently if we just left it the same way like this, let's put it this way, if Liverpool left it like this, where I think we would finish would be 1 place lower than what I think we're gonna finish if we just sign like certain players in whatever position kind of thing. Cups are, honestly, I don't know about cups because you could either go through in cups or you can lose to Shrewsbury away. So I don't even know. It could just be one of those crazy days. I've seen it happen literally all the time. Every single season, it's always like some type of shock. Some big team gets knocked out by some championship team randomly who are on like a 10-game winning run. Like it's just you have no idea, bro. So cups, I don't really know. Champions League, I'm like, I don't know because I look at so many these other European teams and I'm like, well, they're obviously better, but at the moment, you can catch a certain team. Atalanta caught Liverpool at some random moment and slapped us. But we wouldn't sit here and say Atalanta are better than Liverpool. You wouldn't say that. Liverpool are better than Atalanta, like overall. But they just caught us in a perfect moment, ended up winning the Europa League. It's just stars make facts. So I have no idea when people do the prediction for Champions League. I'm like, bro, you can't predict that, bro. Like you might face Real Madrid next round. Now what?
Yeah.
These times you got aspirations to get to semi-finals and that.
Yeah, I think it's more prediction with especially champs is more so. I think we should reach such and such. So I think we should get out of the group and reach.
Oh yeah, okay,
but
yeah.
But it is fully dependent on the draw.
Yeah, but chances are
if we don't get out of the group, then I'm slapping someone.
If you top your group, even though it's the new format, you get a favorable draw in the next round. So you should really be. You have to be supremely unlucky to top your group, and in the next round you draw Real Madrid.
I don't fear any team in the Champions League bar Real Madrid.
Fairs.
As
a Liverpool fan, I don't fear any team.
Number 7 on its way, yeah, Ryan. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No, because I think Madrid win it. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that I don't fear any team in the Champions League as a Liverpool fan, bar Real Madrid.
Okay,
because they just dominate us. It's actually they just it's ridiculous.
What are you saying? What's your realistic expectations for this season?
One of the major cups, bro.
Prem or champs?
Yeah,
I respect it.
I'd love one of them.
Do you think you're good enough to go get either of them currently right now?
I'm gonna have to measure up against Man City and Arsenal, right? We held off with the last 5 games of the season. 3 of them you would probably say we already knew we couldn't win it mathematically. So them 3 games on another given day would have won it. We had the draw against Aston Villa, we was 3-1 up, drew that one. West Ham that drew it, and then it was just we just knew we weren't gonna win it at that point. So we were close with the current squad. Yes, could we add the additions to it and do better? Or we could tweak with the managers coming in and tweak it slightly. And those draws, maybe those, the Man United game, the Arsenal game, those were down to moments. We should have beaten Man United. We should have beaten Arsenal. But woulda, coulda.
Should have beaten City. Should have beaten City at home.
We threw points against Luton. We should have won that game there. Do you know what I mean? We just threw away points where we didn't need to. Adding signings, obviously your expectations go up, but the current squad, but the only thing Arsenal's really added is Calafiori. We don't know nothing about it. He could come and stink the place up. Everyone's pretending like he's gonna. Do you know what I mean? Like he's this great guy that's gonna be amazing because of what we don't know yet. He could come
aura, man. You got aura ends, man. Aura, man. He's Italian. Aura.
Yeah. People are talking about your team, obviously Man United. You guys signed Jerky and we
not involved. Exclude us. We not involved.
I'm looking from what I've seen. We need to. Man United can catch us. I'm like, so Jerky and Euro. These man, okay, fair enough. And then Chelsea man told me about Chelsea. I'm like, they've had all these. They've been spending money for donkeys, bro. What are they doing? So the only 2 that I'm really worried, in terms of a challenging, in my opinion, is Arsenal and Man City. Man City hasn't bought anyone yet.
Nah, they just got Savio. That's the only addition.
Yeah, they might be missing.
Good signing.
He's a key part because he's the one that plays out from the back from him. Very good on the ball. There's times when he starts off attacks, bro, by a long pass. So if they lose Edison, that's gonna knock them.
I think he's staying. At Al-Ittihad have pulled out for him. I think he'll stay, to be honest.
All right, we'll wait to see what the end of the transfer. But I've been seeing them across pre-season, man. And they don't look as assured. But it's Man City, when it comes to business. Haven't looked assured at all, bro. At all. So I think it's down to Arsenal if they want it. I think we're a part of that. I feel like we can be a part of that race if we do the right things. And I feel like it comes down to being a bit more clinical, a bit more decisive. And I feel like the style of play could suit us to that point where we could be unpredictable for most teams. And I feel like how we played against Arsenal, some people say it's pre-season. I look for the finer detail. I saw a very attacking side in the first 10 minutes. We weren't that good. That first half, we could have been 4 or 5. The second half, we had all the kids out, and I saw the defensive structure, and I'm like, Arsenal, lack of ideas, void of ideas, started reverting to long passes. I'm like, on another given day, that could have been a Premier League game, but we would have had all the big hitters on, and we could have just killed them off. I want to see how we play tonight against Man United, and then we can go from there. But to your question, bro, yeah, I think we can. I think we can challenge. Why not? we're Liverpool and we got some good players in the squad.
There you go, man. You can challenge.
So we can, bro. And I haven't seen anyone that done like ridiculous business where I'm like, oh my days, they've made themselves a lot stronger. Arsenal fans don't like Partey. They don't like Jesus because they don't think he's good. They didn't like Martinelli at all. So they're going to pretend that these guys are good. Now, nah, they're not, bro. They don't rate them. So Calafiori is the one that's made them better. And Arsenal's lucky with no injuries last season, bro. You get any of them centre-backs get injured, especially
That's a
Sleep.
good point.
You see an issue in that squad easily. Liverpool last season, we went through losing Alisson, Trent, Konate missed games, Jota missed games,
Salah.
Salah missed games, Sobo missed games. Like we had the whole, and I'm feeling like if we can keep a team fit for the whole season with all of these players available off the bench starting, I can't see any. I feel like we have it, man. But yes, would I like some more signings, bro? Of course. But
First, you see in the
We'll
water challenge
definitely
potentially.
make signings. 100%.
Okay. Well, yeah, definitely. I think you'll make some sense. Who that is, I don't know.
We'll definitely make them this month, to be honest. Like even when James Pace is saying we'll make signings.
Yeah, man, it's August. Did your was he your CEO or director of football
Richard,
who
you
said
August, yeah.
August, yeah.
No, I do expect us to sign maybe like 2 minimum. I think we sign 3 players, but it depends on outgoings because I think Endo will leave. I think Gomez will leave as well. So like, and then if a Vandenberg leaves as well alongside Gomez, then you potentially have to buy 2 defenders maybe. So, it'd be interesting. A lot of it does depend on
Your
outgoings.
expectations, though, Ryan. What's your with the current squad? What's your expectations?
So if you're saying all the teams as if the transfer window was to end right now
yes,
for everyone,
everybody's constructed
right,
as they are right now. Yeah, everybody.
It's hard to say. I don't think we finish any lower than 3rd. Just don't. I really, as even now, I just think we don't. And I think people are saying, and I hear a lot of rival fans say, "Oh, Liverpool are going to drop off massively because the Klopp factor and everything." But then these were the same rival fans last season, throughout the whole season, saying Liverpool getting lucky in games. They're not convincing. They're not playing well in games. They're conceding too many chances. But when you're conceding too many chances, that's a lot of that's down to the manager. But all of a sudden, you're saying we're going to drop off anyway. Drop off because Klopp's going. So it doesn't make sense. Like we could, I'm not denying that, but we could also get better because for all Slot could, like you said, improve the structure of the team, improve the defensive structure of the team at the end of the day. And because I've criticized Klopp's defensive structure for the last 2 years. It's been trash. We conceding the first goal in literally most games we played. That's a coaching issue. I stand by that. That is a massive coaching issue.
I hear that.
Conceding the amount of chances we do in a game throughout the last 2 years, that is a coaching issue. So Slot could definitely make us better at the end of the day. So we could theoretically improve. Now, I don't expect us to win the league. Even though we did challenge for it last season, I still don't think we're good enough to overtake an Arsenal City as it currently stands. We could maybe push them to a certain point, kind of like last season, where we pushed them until April, until we fell off. We could maybe do that again, but I don't think we win the league or anything as currently constructed. Even though Arsenal and City haven't improved that much either. Arsenal, they've obviously signed Calafiori, which is a good signing, but they still haven't addressed their main issue, in my opinion, which is their forward line. So I don't think they're massively better than last season. And same with City as well. So, but yeah, I don't expect us to finish any lower than 3rd, regardless, in my opinion, because I don't think the teams behind us are good enough.
If you look at Arsenal's bench, when they have their main 11, there's no one on there that you go, oh.
No, you're right. There's definitely
the only one is Trossard. He's the only one.
But then I think Trossard should start for them.
They were lucky last season that the injuries,
and he did start for them towards the end.
Injuries for them was like null and void to an extent.
Yeah, they didn't get any, did they? Yeah, really.
You get like major ones where you're like, oh my days, this guy's. I know Martin Odegaard was injured for a couple of weeks or whatever, but
other than that, couple of weeks, bro.
If they got like riddled like how we did, and we kept with the pace, and we still stayed, kept our head above water, they could fall apart as well, man. With that, especially not having the talent on the bench to come on and
definitely.
I think
if Saliba or Rice get injured, I think that could really hurt them, bro. Like if one of those two in particular get injured, because Partey has shown like Partey looks kind of washed now, to be honest. Like, and he's injury prone as well, anyway. So they could really struggle if they got an injury to a key player. You saw it with us with Van Dijk a few years ago. when he got that injury from Pickford. Even if a Rodri got injured for City, we all know they struggle as well. So, you know, that stuff can happen, bro. But in terms of us, I expect top three again. Um, Obviously, if we make good signings, then all of a sudden my expectations could go even higher. To be honest with you, if we sign like a Walton, for example, and a Gordon maybe, and we improve that those positions, because to me those are the two areas where we lost the league last season, in my opinion, because of our how many chances we conceded, which a lot of it comes from how easily we got ran through midfield, and also we didn't take our chances as well in a lot of crucial games. So if you improve that with a Gordon and then a Walton in midfield, I think that definitely massively improves us. So in terms of that, in terms of the cup competitions, I always, FA Cup and League Cup, you should always aim to win those. We won one last season. You can win those, definitely. Champions League, I expect a good run as well, man. I expect a good run in Champions League. We've got players there who have won the Champions League at the end of the day, who know how to navigate knockout ties, two-legged ties. Um, Better than a lot of teams, to be honest. There, a lot of them reached 3 Champions League finals in 5 years for a reason. And look, as long as we don't, draw Real Madrid, I fancy us against a lot against most, if not all, teams. To be honest with you, in
Alright, man.
Champions League. That's as a Liverpool fan, I always back my team in Champions League, bro. That's what it is. It's what it is, man. Like, but except when we play Real Madrid. So
First,
yeah, man. I
hey,
expect
go
a
on,
good
G.
run in
Was
Champions
you gonna
League.
say something?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like I hear what we're saying, yeah, about like the Arsenal thing, but that's with anybody though. I feel like obviously it's difficult to predict like these injury stuff in it. Like, so that's why with more time when I do like a prediction, I don't care about the injuries. Like, I'm not looking at it if they get this player, because if Liverpool get Van Dijk, Alisson, Salah, Trent all injured at the same time, then the team's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those kind of things in it. So when we do talk about Arsenal, I'm like, it's obviously we'll do that I guess at a later time, but when I look at them, I'm just like, well, best defensive team have now added another defender. Whether we think he's good or not, clearly they think he's good enough. So they've now
he's
added
good.
another guy in there. On top of that, Jurian Timber, who was injured all of last season, is now also added to that factor. So now, really and truly, when you look at the team or the defense, at least anyway, you're like, okay, they've actually got quite a lot of players in that defense, and they can rotate, and the defense is still relatively quite calm, in that. And that was an area of strength for them last season. The attack, I totally agree, because as N said, man, we're cussing Martinelli and these kind of players, and they don't have a backup for they don't have a backup for striker or for the right wing position, a bit like Liverpool. So, well, in terms of the right wing position, so you're just like, that could be another area. But again, Liverpool ain't had backup for right wing for years, and guess what? We've still been able to. So
man,
again, it's like
for a bit, man.
but you know what I mean. It's like these kind of things. I think like, listen, look, of course, if they get these injuries, of course, that's when you start to look at them and think, okay, now what happens? But the reality is, if you just looked at it on paper, and if I just looked at that team, I would say, yeah, Arsenal and City, I think they're. I won't say level above City. Yes, I think City are a level above everyone, but Arsenal, I wouldn't say they're like a level above. I just think that why they would finish higher than Liverpool is purely the fact of they have continuity on their side and we don't. Regardless of how well Liverpool play next season, they have. If Arsenal play equally as well as they played last season, they're gonna finish ahead of us. They're better than us anyway in that regard. So on top of having the continuity, on top of being in the position that they've obviously been in, players that we look at, like the Sakas, like the Erdegaards, they've got good players who are in the very good ages where you're like, right, if they continue like this, bro, it's a bit, you know what I mean? Whereas we've got players and I'm like, they're very good players, Van Dijk, Salah,
Trent,
Alisson and stuff, Trent and stuff like that. Outside of Trent, well, the other guys are all 30 plus. They're not in their prime. Do you know what I mean? Them men are.
I think Alisson still is as a keeper because
no. Yeah. Alisson, we'll leave him to it. Trent, you can obviously, of course, he's only 25 years of age.
Yeah.
But people will say Robertson definitely out of that prime.
Yeah.
Salah, people are telling me he's out of that prime. Van Dijk, people are telling me he's kind of just at this level because he's so good.
He won't get any better. He won't get any better.
Yeah, he won't get any better. So whereas I don't look at some of these Arsenal players and think they won't get any better. I look at them and think the way they're going, they can only go one way. Obviously, of course, you can go to shit. So it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
tricky.
The issue with an Arsenal is with their players. They got a young team, which is good, but then if they don't win anything again, a lot of those players might look to leave, bro. Saliba. If
100%.
they don't win anything again, Real Madrid coming for a Saliba, he might want to go, man. So it's just stuff like that. They have to
that's
look
on
out.
the
What you have to
horizon.
remember with Arsenal, there's a lot of pressure on them this season. A lot of pressure on those players and manager, bro. I think they probably got the most pressure on them out of all the teams when you deep it, because that's 2 years they competed for the title and failed and not won it and not won anything, and they've spent so much money that now you have to deliver. There's no excuses anymore. You have to deliver. And I personally don't think an FA Cup or League Cup is good enough for them. I think Arteta has to get them one of the big two, in my opinion. Because I'm sorry, you're not that good. You don't be that good as a team. Spend all that money to just win an FA Cup or League Cup. You have to deliver one of the big two. When Klopp spent the money on Alisson and Van Dijk, he delivered both of them. Arteta has to deliver one of the big two. A FA Cup or League Cup isn't it, bro? And there's a lot of
Ryan,
pressure
let me
on the
ask you though.
Arsenal team.
Do you think he will? Do they
I
win a
don't think he
Premier
makes
chance
chance.
this season?
I
Right?
don't
Did
think
they
he
win the
makes
Prem?
chance. It's so hard. Oh, it's
I think they have to attack the league next season if they want
they have to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
What they have to do, ends. I hear that, but do you believe they will win the league?
Thing is, they should have won it last 2 years. They definitely should have won the last.
That's
2
my
years.
question. Does anyone
It's
believe they
just-
will win the league? Because I've not heard anyone bar some Arsenal fans say they win the league.
Here's the thing, though. I can only speak from a Liverpool standpoint. People told me Chelsea are strengthened, Man United strengthened, Villa strengthened.
Yeah, man.
You know
People,
what I mean?
people also see what I'm saying out here selling magic beans from these
But-
it's a crazy world we live
Magic
in.
beans.
It's a
Honestly,
crazy world we
I
live in.
don't know out of Arsenal City who wins the league next year. If Arsenal go and get a bad boy attacker like an Ivan
Yeah, but of
Toney,
course
I would probably pick Arsenal then.
But we can only go off like as constructed, yes,
as
because
right now,
I don't
I
think
think it's too...
Arsenal that far away. No, are Liverpool that far away? No, I don't think you're a million miles away. With the correct signings, could you catch City? Yes. Will you make those correct signings? Arsenal have been in this predicament for the longest. They needed a striker last summer. They needed a central midfielder last summer and didn't get him.
Yeah, like Marino is a good signing, but I don't think it massively improves them either, to be honest. For me, I think he's a good signing. He's not world class like Tony said.
Someone told me United's front six is scoring 75 goals this coming season. Yeah, people say all sorts. We scored 57 overall as a team, but this coming season, our front six alone is scoring 75.
For me, I think Arsenal City as construction.
Exactly.
For me, it's really close.
Yo, G in the pits of hell, fam. You know what I'm saying? We in the pits of hell, in the pits of hell. We in the pits of the pits.
Nah, do you know
what I'm saying?
You know what
it's outrageous.
The only reason why I was gonna say is because everyone's told us all these other teams are strengthened. That means Arsenal should struggle to beat these other teams. So for me to say, oh yeah, these men are just gonna go and, win the league, I don't know, bro. Because everyone told me Man United stronger. You told me Chelsea is stronger, Tottenham is stronger, this team is stronger, that team is stronger. So Arsenal has to play all these teams as well, and they're meant to be stronger. So can they go and get the 3 points like they did last year? I don't know, bro. So I don't know if they can go and get it. But
for me, I just think the pressure
Matthew,
on them
75, Matthew. That will live rent free in my head, Phil, to the day I die, yo. 75.
You know what's so mad about that? That's not a mad between 6 people. That's not mad if the 6 people are you're saying all attackers and strikers. Yeah, but they like that's 10.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you who they were. It was Rashford, Bruno, Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund, Diallo. That was the 6.
Question.
Okay, well, Diallo's definitely not scoring 10.
I'm putting my hand on. Is that a good number? 75 goals between your
attackers? I would say, yeah. If so,
you just heard him say they scored 57
we scored 57 overall as a team. I would 75 between those 6. If the rest of our team get 15 or 20, that means we score plus 90. That means we have a potential. We have a title winning attack, which I know, and Ends, and Ryan knows, and G knows, and anyone with any form of 2 working eyes and a functioning brains know that this team is not. So would I take that? My front 6 getting 75 goals, please. We've scored 70 plus goals once in the past 10 years in the Premier League as a team.
I just wanted to ask a question. I can't remember how many the Liverpool guys got because they said that we had a shit front line as well. So
yeah. I'll tell you now. You lot did well. I think you lot were the 3rd highest scorers. I think it was 3rd. It was dead. I
In
told you
terms
that
of
Didn't we
was-
score like 70 odd goals or something?
Oh, you mean your
Oh,
attackers? I don't know about your
yeah.
front six.
I don't know about the
I'm not sure. I
attackers.
don't know about your actual like
I'd
front
love to
six.
know the breakdown of that to see if it got close to that.
Oh yeah, you lot scored 86 overall. Bear in mind, Arsenal got
Really?
91, and winners, City got 96. Newcastle were fourth; they got 85. And my team were.
How much
we
did Liverpool
scored-
get?
You lot got
86.
86 overall in the league.
How much did Newcastle get?
85.
85.
That is hilarious.
But
That
they
is actually
conceded. They
hilarious.
conceded 62. You lot conceded 41. That was the major difference in regards to why you lot finished where you did.
Even that in itself is kind
41
of funny,
still
but
trash as well.
but
How
the
many-
fact that
Oh, you should
they
know.
only scored one less goal. With
Their attack was on smoke. Their attack was on smoke.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
You know, that's actually making me laugh. You know, so with all the players that we had,
They had like
we
that
scored
8-0,
one more goal
didn't
than
they, against
Newcastle.
Sheffield United as well. Like,
Bear in mind, but my team scored 57 league goals. We scored 5 more than the team who finished 18th. But all of a sudden we got
Yeah, bro,
scored
you
9
lot are
goals
just,
season.
you see that attack, bro.
Crazy.
You lot attack is just like in
Yo,
in the
and,
pits of
and the guy broke it down for me in the question and said, "Why?" The shout out to be here. It's a shame he's not here. And he was like, "Is this not realistic?" No, it's not realistic. But he said,
not when
he
your
said
whole
20
team has scored 57
our whole
in one
team, our
season.
whole team
to-
scored 57 and 58 the season before, but all of a sudden we getting plus 90.
And now, listen, I was switched off. Hold on a minute. So the whole team scored 50. What?
57
I
ends. We
Saying
scored.
that the front six will get 75.
That's what I was
by
saying,
itself.
Ems. It's like, right, like
By
that's
itself.
when you ask, is that a good number? I'm like, bro, that is a fantastic number for
Number.
Manchester United. Like,
Because that
that would
means
be
we
amazing.
have a title winning attacking six. I would love you know what ends? I would take 70 goals right now from the whole team. Never mind the front six. If someone says United
bro,
scored,
of course
I'd
you would.
take
That's
that.
an extra
70
13 odd goals that you don't
I'd
get.
be
from
like,
it.
yo, please, yes. I'll go one further. I don't even think we cracked 60 goals this season. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, this 75, it was
How
it was
long
Go
is
on, go
Højlund out injured for?
6 weeks.
This man keeps picking up. I like him, bro, but he keeps picking up these little random injuries, bro. From
Who?
You need
like
Xerxes
who?
to just come in
Højlund.
and
You
blast,
like who?
bro.
Højlund. All right, please take him, man. I hope the Liverpool hierarchy feel the
No,
same.
no,
You
no.
love to take him. You love to take him, please.
Rudiger are on injury-prone players, bro. We can't be taking more.
Nah, he's not injury prone, man. He stays fit.
he's just
no,
not
no,
good, bro. He's just not good.
You
Every
take him,
time
man.
I hear took a knock, he's injured for weeks, bro. Every single
Bro,
time.
even
Yeah,
Nunes
yeah,
is
he
better
just
than Højlund, bro. And I don't even
Yeah.
rate Nunes.
So this was 75 goals. So it was 20. It was 20 for Rashford, 10 for Bruno, 10 for Højlund, 10 for Diallo, 10 for Bruno, and 15 for Højlund. That was it. And the others was all 10s. Apart from Rashford, he was 20. So 75 goals. So that means the rest of the team automatically is gonna get like 15 more. So we're
Rashford,
gonna get 90 plus.
is he
Rashford
Say
getting
the
getting
rest
20.
of the team are gonna get 15 more, but boy,
No, off his logic, because he added
Oh,
that
okay,
as
okay,
well
okay.
to it. He was like, yes, 50. So I was like, right.
Rashford
I
playing
hope he
on the
pops
left?
back up. Say again.
Is that Rashford through the middle or on the left with the 20 goals?
On the left. Yeah, on the left.
So who through the middle? It would have been Højlund. I mean,
That's the great point. You know what's the crazy part about the Højlund one? Højlund scored 10 goals last season flat, playing pretty much every game. So if Xerxes is going to be playing and get 10 goals, that means Højlund's going to get less game time.
Yeah,
So Højlund's going to
Yeah,
score.
'cause,
So
yeah.
off man's logic, Højlund, and people have been saying this about, all right, so Xerxes is going to get game time. Højlund's going to get less game time. Højlund's played pretty much every game last season and scored 10 goals. So with Xerxes here, he's going to get less game time, but score more goals. Make that make sense.
Okay,
His goals
who's
is
your
going
front?
up without this.
So
But we
Sancho,
lose.
Season starts tomorrow. And everyone was fit. Who's your front three?
Who am I playing?
Who would you play? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
am I playing? Diallo from the right, Sancho as the false 9, Rashford from the
Oh
left.
wow.
That's
You're
the
not
three
playing
I'd play.
Xerxes.
So you're not playing
No, I
Xerxes
wouldn't
or
I wouldn't
Højlund?
go Xerxes. Højlund,
Okay,
definitely
okay.
not. No.
I'd love
Xerxes
to
more so is more the unknown playing Højlund. You know what I'm saying? For what that?
understand
Say,
slowly.
say again, Enz?
I just understand the thinking behind the false 9 Sancho.
This the best we've got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Who else we playing? Højlund, who's
Nah,
gone
do it.
double O. Højlund, who's gone 0016 twice and does nothing. He don't even apply himself. I've watched him live, man. Man does nothing. That's my biggest criticism of him. It's not his lack of technical ability. It's not his lack of just overall skill. I watched you not apply yourself. You don't make runs. See the goal he scored against Arsenal where Rashford
He just backs into defenders all the time.
Yeah,
He's
where
like
Rashford hoofed the ball over the top and he ended up scoring. If he did that, I'd be less critical. I watched
That
you not
coaching
make runs.
or is that a player? Is that the player or the coaching?
That's the player.
That's
not
the
applying
player.
yourself
That's
as
the
a player.
player. Bro,
'Cause
there's
I
a
watched-
reason Nunes, as much as we get onto Nunes, yeah, As much as, and he's rubbish. He's rubbish. At
Prime,
least he gets himself into the
prime
positions,
example.
bro. Nunes continuously gets himself into positions, bro. And there's something in that at the end of the day. He actually applies himself pretty well in terms of that. Okay, a lot of the time he's offside as well, don't get me wrong, because he's a dumbass. But at least he actually does get chances at the end of the day. He just can't finish them. Hoyland doesn't get into positions, bro. He's not got intelligent movement like that.
And that is my. I'd even forget even intelligent movement.
Yeah,
He doesn't move. I'd
yeah,
rather you be
exactly.
offside 25 times a game because I know you're making the run.
Yeah.
How many chances do you guys create?
Very
Because I always wondered that
with, as well. We don't create.
Yeah.
We were joint 13th on the list for creating big chances last season.
I'm taking a look now. I'm literally looking.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We were 13. Yeah, we were 13. But this is the team that is finishing that, Enz has pointed out. People said have improved. And United people told me we can finish top 2, top 3, top 4.
Flawless, from my point of view, when I'm doing my streams, bro, people come in there and tell me, "Oh, we're gonna fall behind Man United," and I ask the question: Jerksey and Euro is
not in a Forest creating more chances than you.
This is what the man them were getting on to us about, bro. I'm like, I need to understand, why do you think these two players is equating to, where did you guys finish 8th? That's gonna jump you up the table and finish above Liverpool. I didn't understand it, bro.
And when you get that answer, forward it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been asking the same questions as you.
Euro, and I'm like, but we got Kwanzaa, bro. Like, I don't even understand, bro. What's the difference between giving Sepp Vandenberg the opportunity? Man was like, we don't like him. Oh, if you don't like him, you don't like him. But we don't know nothing about Euro either, bro. You don't know if he's gonna come to the Premier League and do well. He might come and look mad shaky, bro. 2 games in, gets bullied by 2 of the strikers in there. And then
he's injured anyway. He's injured anyway because our manager decided to play him at 50% fit and it didn't train the day before. So, we kind of still got him in charge as well. That people are just convening.
People forgetting that.
People forgetting that. People keep telling me, we'll be better. Why? I keep asking the same question. Why all of a sudden are we getting better? And I actually like the Euro and don't get misunderstood. I like the Euro and Xerxes signings. I think they're good signings. They make sense. I like the price points we got them at. Fully make sense in what we're trying to do. But because we are so far behind, we still need so much more. We are much more than 2 players away from being, we're here. Much more than 4 players from there. So far away.
The problem is there's not enough. There's not enough smart, let me not say it because that sounds rude. There's not enough level-headed Manchester United fans like yourself, because the stuff that I'm seeing.
You was right the first time. Smart.
I don't want to be disrespectful because that could be quantified, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like, I just think the way that
how you feel, man. Say it, bro.
You know what, Enz? You are right. But like when I hear Manchester United fans speak here, I'm always like, okay, I didn't know you only scored 57 goals as a team last season, but okay, let's now use that as a thing, right? I've now just I'm looking at the table right now. Nottingham Forest created more big chances than Manchester United last season. I feel like when I start seeing things like that, I'm just like, realize. So whoever this person was, big up to themselves, by the way, who mentioned that your team are now your front 6 are gonna score 75 goals themselves. I'm like, bro, where? Like, as in, forget even if they can score or not score there. That's obviously that's subjective, or you'll be able to see that. Where are you creating these chances? Because the way that Ten Hag is played, I thought when he first came, this brother's gonna, the way he plays, blah blah blah. I promise you, his style of football does not work with whatever Manchester United are trying to do. Or he is buying all the wrong profile of players, because the way that you lot play, at times it stinks. And I'm not even trying to be just funny, but at times it stinks.
No, it's if I other times I challenge you. It's awful. It's woeful to watch. Cool. I legit only watch Manchester United because it's a part of my job. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm only here so I don't get fined. I would have done stop watching us people like you watching the preseason games. I don't want to watch us in the Premier League. Being dead serious.
I fully listen. I've been in them kind of places before where you're like, bro, I don't even like watching the team play. But when I do think about it, I'm just like, what's gonna change with Manchester United next season unless he's going to change the style of play?
The coaches and Ineos, that's what people have told me, man. It's the coaches.
Oh, Ruud van Nistelrooy and them, man, are gonna come in.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I've been told. Because the coaches and Ineos are gonna get the new style, and we're gonna play so much different. And then I ask people how we played in preseason, and they go, "It's pretty much the same as last season." So where's this coaching?
So really nothing.
Where's this coach? And then people will get onto me and go, "Oh, why are you so critical?" Again, to the point. And I said all this last season, even though I had more optimism going into the season just gone, I was having the same conversation. Hey, you know what? Yes, we had a good season, finished third, won the Carabao Cup. Who's scoring our goals and who's creating? People like, nah, you'll see. We don't have creative players like that because we don't have the individuals to do it just like off of quality. And then we don't have a system. It's not like a Brighton where you say, all right, their attacking players are not the best, but they'll create chances because the system that De Zerbi has them playing. Like, because I bet if you check the top 6, top 7 teams, they're not all. Who's the top 6 teams in terms of creating chances?
Liverpool, City, Newcastle, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Arsenal fifth.
Arsenal fifth.
Yeah, Arsenal fifth. They don't create like
Arsenal
that.
actually a level with Chelsea.
Well, they're very
strong.
Yeah.
So we'll use Spurs as an example. Take Maddison and Son out of it. None of us rate their attackers. But what did Ange do? And implement a system. Man has Richarlison, Werner, Brennan Johnson. Kulusevski's decent actually, but he's only decent. But
man, all of us skipping them, man, bro.
Kulusevski's inconsistent though.
Yeah, there's no Spurs attacker we look at and we're like, we'll get such and such. But he has.
But the top 10.
Go on.
The tops after that, after Chelsea is Brentford.
There we go.
Villa, Brighton, and then Nottingham Forest.
How
can you be Nottingham Forest? Like, how does that even work, bro?
Because we have don't say that, man. Because we have the best chance creator in Europe playing in 10. So you know,
you're never gonna let that in it, bro.
That's what it is. Let it go. That's what I've been told, man. Ends. You know what I'm saying?
That since last season, bro.
That he creates a lot for who? Even with United, when people say, "Oh, we create chances," so who's missing them? Because I can't pinpoint. It's not
okay.
Like
I was just about to ask you. Literally, do you rate? I'm assuming you don't, but do you rate Bruno? Bruno, sorry.
Nah, I don't. I think he's supremely overrated, and it's crazy how this man gets away with it. Because his goals and assists, which he dined out on, he don't even get all that. This guy. Non-penalties, he hasn't scraped 10 goals. He hasn't scored 10 goals, 10 non-penalty goals in 3 years.
Hey, that first season though, he was on different.
Bro, he was on smoke that first season, bro. Serious smoke.
First season, that first season, I had no hair. Now my plaits go down to my eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Here we are.
Bro, he was letting it off, bro, from outside the box.
Facts. Now my plaits are down near my ears. You know what I'm saying? Them times I was still had a shortcut when he was scoring all them goals. But people will tell me he creates all the chances. So I say for who? Because Højlund don't miss chances like that. Neither does Garnacho, neither does Rashford. So I'm like, who's missing? If he's creating for someone, who's missing all these chances? It's like when women are out here saying, oh, yeah, all men ain't shit, but stay pregnant. So what's going on? Something don't add up. Don't add up whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Just don't add up. Like, I don't get it. Like,
but it's mad because...
Go on.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say. I'm just looking. Sorry, I just kept looking at these stats.
See, and this is the same thing. You know what's crazy, G? This the same surprise you've had as a rival fan. I've had this same conversation with so many different rival fans. Like, bro, I didn't realize it was that bad. Yo, you might only scored X amount of goals. You might only created. You might have really. Right, Bruno even scored 10 non-penalty goals in 3 years. What did it? Yeah,
that's because
Bruno's second
watching your team while they're watching theirs, isn't it? That's what happens, bro.
Yes.
They look at moments and listen to punditry and there's little snap quotes and go, yeah, I know your team better than you. No, you don't, bro. You're watching your team. I'm watching my team. No, you don't know. Team, bro.
And when I said all last season, who's scoring the goals, I was told you're wrong. They're gonna score and create, and we scored one less than we did the season before. And I've been saying it this season. This is all well and good. Who's creating and who's scoring for us? That all of a sudden we're jumping from 8th to 4th or 8th to 3rd, based off of what? Unless everybody in front of us falls off a cliff, which I don't think is going to happen. How are we making movements?
Yeah, because when I tell you, the defense is stronger now, bro. So imagine that.
Yeah, but Euro's out for 3 months, so the defense is the same currently.
Have to go and get the lit now. It has to be done.
Yeah. Now. And even if it's the lit, it's like we still got Onana in goal. People just conveniently forget that.
Onana cracks me up, bro. I swear that
he's one of the funniest goalkeepers, bro. Honestly,
hear how the rivals talk about Manchester United fans. You hear how man are talking about the goalkeeper. I do multiple shows with multiple rivals. Hear how they all say the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's Liverpool, if it's Veta with City, if it's Tony and TJ with Arsenal. Doesn't matter if it's the man them that I hear at Liverpool fans. Doesn't matter if it's Jez and Surfer with Spurs and Chelsea. Hear how rival fans always say the same thing about us. Always the same thing. But I'm the crazy one for thinking we can't do shit this season.
Would you sell Onana?
In a heartbeat, yes. He excels at nothing.
Yeah.
Ironically, who was it? It was me and Veta was talking about this. And shout out to Veta for those that don't know. City fan, do the show with him on Tuesday nights. I said, what does he excel at? Silence. You don't excel at anything. Or distribution. No, it's a myth. No excel at distribution.
Outside of Menu, well, who is one player you think, or would you like to see? No. Who do you think is going to have a good season? Obviously, just based off of the players you got right now, outside of Menu, I know you rate Menu.
Right.
So outside of
I think Diallo will. I think Diallo will. Even though I think he'll get limited. I think he'll get limited game time because that's another thing that people are like.
Really?
With the whole he'll get limited game time. Yes. If think about it
way
logically,
too obvious to play him on the right. Like,
again, when does our manager played striker with fit play? No, our manager played our new signing. When you say it's obvious, our manager played our new centre back, having not trained the day before and 50% fit in a preseason game.
How did he get
that? But who does he play on the right instead of Diallo? It's not as if
Anthony or Garnacho. He'll play Anthony or Garnacho.
Garnacho.
Brother, you need to get rid of. No. You know what, Garnacho, I don't even mind, but you need to get rid of this Anthony, brother. Like I don't know what it is, and I rated Anthony when he was at Ajax, but under Ten Hag at Manchester United, this does not work, bro. It just doesn't work with this guy unless he reinvents himself and just turns into some different type of player like Joe Linton.
How did Europe injured, by the way, guys? I'm
not sure what it was, but I just know it was a metatarsal injury. I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if it was contact or not. Well, he shouldn't have been out there anyway, knowing it's on a dodgy pitch and how them pitches have been stateside. And he's playing.
Apparently, the game tonight might get cancelled.
Man, don't injure none of our players, bro. We got.
And even on that as well, you might mention Diallo getting regular game time. It took him literally the entire part of last season for him to get regular game time,
which made no sense to me, bro. That made no sense. Like, why didn't you just play him, man? From when the whole Sancho thing was happening, I said, bro, play Diallo, bro. Like he's just chilling there.
Because our attack, you know what it was? You know why I didn't play him? Because our attack was thriving, man. 30th place in big chances created. Yeah, go on, Ends. That's why I didn't play.
No, I'm asking, wasn't he not on loan as well? Or am I getting?
No, he wasn't on loan. He was here.
That was the season before.
The season before he was at Sunderland. So think about it. The reason why I don't think Diallo gets game time, because then that means Garnacho, Anthony, Rashford, 2 of those 3 are going to be on the bench consistently, which I don't see happening. He's going to start. Is Rashford, Garnacho, or his guys? Anthony's his guy, even though he kind of fell out with him towards the end of the season.
90 million, you know.
I don't see Diallo starting regular. I don't see Sancho starting regular either. That's when people are like, oh, you glad Sancho's back. I think the same thing's going to happen as what happened last season.
Where's Mount?
Oh my God, Mason Mount. You just Jesus.
See, man, forgot about it. I don't know where Mount is. That's a great question.
Is he not playing?
I have no idea. He played. He's played in preseason. Yeah, he played. He came off the bench.
You know the game tonight might get cancelled apparently because of the weather.
For what reason?
Weather conditions.
Serious.
A big up.
You know, America, they always have high extremes, like with their kind
tornado.
Like the Caribbean.
I don't really care. I'm not going to watch it, but like,
yeah. And big up to Don C. Says, who would all of you sell right now? Don, we family, we've spoken enough. Who wouldn't I sell? You know what I'm saying? Pick a name and pick a number, and you can sell. You know what I'm saying? Almost go. I'm tired of these men. Take out the new signings. Take out Diallo. Take out Mano. I'm not fighting to keep anybody. We get a good offer for any of these men. They can go. Even Dalot, squad player at best.
That's fair.
It's a good squad player.
I like that.
I like so much overhyping of Dalot from you
because he's a good. Again, I'm a fan. Here's the thing: is I like Dalot. I love the attributes he has.
Yeah,
you know
I think he's good.
Mentally on it. You know what I'm saying? Always applies himself. The aggression's there, anticipation's there. Never shirks any form of responsibility. The physical attributes are also there. The technical attributes are also there. Can play right back. Can play left back. What does he excel at?
Yeah, I know. You're right.
He's just like a steady Eddie
defender.
Type of guy. Like,
Steady Eddie. Squad player. Cool. That's my problem.
Okay, yeah, okay, fair. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's a squad player. If we had a starting right back and a starting left back, and Delow's the backup to those two, or one of them, I'm cool with that. Because he can play, like I said, he can play right. He's going to be on his way out to West Ham, or someone else is interested in him. Because we're trying to.
He's better than Trent and that.
Yeah, you trying to get rid of him. Yeah, I remember those times. Oh,
because you're trying to get
Mazarari. Yeah, another player who I think is solid signing, but nothing special. That's one of the signings I look at and I go, not it. But,
you know what I think Man United should do though, bro? Yeah, honestly, man, and that's one of the things I think we should do when we're looking, maybe from the sign players from the Premier League, innit? I think for you guys anyway.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I think you need to get guys that already understand the league.
Hey man, Gordon and Wharton, I'll be shouting this out.
Nah. Like,
2 Prem players, man. 2 Prem players in it.
Apart
That's
from
what
them,
I've been
apart from
saying.
them, apart from
Gordon and Wharton, bro. It's not that difficult.
He's not having it.
Nah, apart from them two, they'll make
Well,
money
yeah.
that day. But
It is, but hey, done big up for the super chat. But yeah, you know me, man. It's like,
Big
yo,
up.
pick a name and pick a number at this point. I'm tired of all of these, man. Like, we coming off our worst ever season in the 2 Premier competitions. I'm not backing anybody pretty much with this. Lot. People forget that our worst ever Premier League campaign and worst ever Champions League campaign, and people don't understand why I'm so critical of the team
That
and the
Champions
manager.
League campaign was.
It was a Europa League
funny,
group.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Brother, I fully forgot that you was even in the Champions League last season.
Yeah, so did I. Here's another stat
fully
for you.
forgot.
Out of the 96 teams in Europe, we were 95th for shots faced. We went out of Europe in December.
That's mental. Oh.
bro, things been this bad.
That's
Sorry, bro.
mental.
I know these are the moments, bro. Sorry, man. Apologies.
No, it's cool.
That's
but then
bad.
people understand why I'm so critical because we won the FA Cup.
Nah,
So
facts.
just
You
think
know,
how that-
facts. Yeah.
So that raises everything that went on. Like, we
Hey.
didn't finish 8th for the minus goal difference.
Crack
but,
cover of the highest, bro. You know when you just cover all the cracks with that FA Cup win.
with the FA
In
Cup,
those in those kind of situations, if you ask me what would I prefer, finish second, challenge for a title but win nothing, or finish 8th? And by the way, context, I'm Manchester United and Arsenal, for example, or finish 8th and win an FA Cup. I'm taking the second place and the no trophies, because the reality is, as we just said here, that's what I say about sometimes when you win trophies, context to the team always has to
paper
be
over
applied.
cracks.
Yeah, it might paper over crack. Florida just sat here for about 5 minutes and just talked about how shit the team has been last season and how bad the attack was, how many shots you've been facing, but they won the FA Cup. Man will sit here and literally argue and say, nah, that's always going to be better. I'm like, bro, trust me, in the long-term thinking, that's not a good thing. That is not even a good thing, bro.
There lies the problem, because people asked me a lot before that FA Cup final, after it as well, and was like, oh, well, if you were to win it, would you rather lose it so that means he gets sacked? And I look at it and go, the ownership shouldn't look at it like fans. They should not get lost in the euphoria and the emotions of it. But they should look at it in totality. So the fact that we won it, obviously I'm over the moon. I'm a United fan. I wanted us to win the FA Cup. I never wanted us to lose. Ever. Especially in the FA Cup final, especially against Manchester City. When people were like, oh, that means Ten Hag stayed. I said, the ownership showed me who they are. So I'm glad. The fact that turned them around and made them go, all right, we'll keep him because he won the FA Cup. I know where I stand with you lot now. I fully know what your thought process is. So now, when you lot do dumb shit, like going in and interview Thomas Tuchel, potentially to get the job, who Bayern Munich said wasn't good enough halfway through the season, that was your go-to guy. So even when people go, oh, well, after Ten Hag gets sacked, we'll get Bell. I don't trust these men to go get the next guy. Thomas Tuchel was your idea. The man who failed in 10 years to not win Bayern Munich a Bundesliga title. And that was your go-to guy. That you said, yeah, he's going to turn. The guy who they said in January, when they were still on for the Bundesliga and still in the Champions League, still in contention for 2 Premier competitions, and said, nah, the same Bundesliga, the same Bayern Munich who were knocked out by a third-tier German team in the Pokal Cup. And that's the go-to guy that you said, yeah, he's like, all right, bet. Sure. You don't keep trusting these men in it. All right, cool.
You know why? It's because it almost seems like when you guys made those the Lenny Euro signing so quickly, Xerxes signing as well. Like when you guys made those signings, it seemed like Man United fans, again, fickle, innit? Like you end up just getting gassed all of a sudden. Hey yo, but we just signed. But Flores just laid it out there. All of the stuff that's happened, even just prior in the time that they've come to prior you making that first signing this summer. When you look at it, the whole thing, there seems to be a bigger picture, and I'm just like, yeah, nah, I can't lie. Like these men don't sound like the guys that you guys are making it out to be. Like to me, anyway. But you know,
got to be. And even on top of that, have they done good business? Yes, they've done a lot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and that's another thing, because people don't look at it balanced. Like, oh, do you hate Ineos? No, like just because I'm not a fan of Ineos overall, if they do good business and the way they made the 2 signings, I'll give them. Have they surprised me in that instance? Yes. But there's still so much more that needs to be done. Like that's what it is. We're so far away. But yeah, question to you as well. Anyway, G, in regard to this, who would you sell right now from Liverpool?
Oh man, we ain't got time, man. No, probably defense. I would sell Sepp Vandenberg, and I don't really know about youth, like them kind of guys. I don't really care about them. Yeah, I would sell Simicast. Maybe Gomez too. Midfield. I don't know if there's anyone I would sell. Oh, Endo, sorry, Endo. Endo and I don't know if I'd sell the other ones. Like there may be ones I would loan, but I wouldn't sell them like that. Not
It's
yet,
a hard
anyway.
one because there's players who you know that if you got a good fee you'd sell, wouldn't you? But
Yeah,
you're not actively
yes,
looking
yeah.
to sell
Not
them.
actively, yeah.
Exactly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. So it's like if someone had told me like, right, we're gonna give you 60 million for Ryan Gravenberch, I'm like, brother.
Oh yeah, obviously,
You
yeah.
don't even.
But
I
no,
wouldn't
but
even
it's like with a Joe Gomez
but,
as well. Like I wouldn't actively look to sell Joe Gomez, but if another 45 mil offer comes in, I'm taking it. Do you get what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm not
You're right. No, that's
actively
exactly
looking
what.
to
Yeah,
sell
it's
him.
true.
Yeah.
It's
With
true. Like,
Simicast,
but other
I'm like,
ones I
get
wouldn't.
out in it, but like, yeah.
Yeah, Simicast and Seth Vandenberg for me, they're two players. I'm like,
Yeah.
brother, I don't care what the fee is, just to get rid.
Yeah.
Forward line. The forward line, there's only really one main player that I would sell, but I would go with Diaz and Nunes if I could sell them. None of this is realistic, by the way, but it's just if I could sell these
of
guys.
course, yeah. That's the question. Is like, yo, you're in power, you're in charge. You can push the red button. What are you saying? Would you sell right now at Liverpool if you could? Obviously, you can say, yeah, like, all right, this person, right price, for example. But yeah,
yeah, I don't even say Wataru, but you're gonna have to make space in it.
say Wataru, man. It's all right.
I'm not saying I want to sell him, but I'm thinking I want to give Bajcetic the opportunity for the pathway.
So if you'd sell him if you got £60 million offer now for Wataru.
Oh, for Endo? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'll go to Liverpool myself and drive him to the place.
There's no excuse to go and get the 6 that you want, innit? You got 60 mil to go and buy it.
Bro, Slot doesn't rate him, bro. Slot wants him out.
So he's never said that, by the way, but I hear it, man.
He doesn't rate Endo. Slot. He's not in his plans, man.
Bro, where's the quote? Show me the link.
Bro, David Lynch said it, bro. David Lynch is a top Liverpool journalist, man. There's a reason why Liverpool would sell him if for like a little cheeky 15 mil came in. Liverpool would sell him, innit?
Telling you that Arne Slot don't like the man. Wouldn't he have accepted it if he didn't like him?
No, because Liverpool want to make their money back off him.
Goalposts.
11 mil, they're not going to accept that at the end of the day.
If I don't like someone and I get offered money for him to go, I'm taking it. Because I don't
but maybe they're not, bro. There's Edwards and it's Richard Hughes making that decision at the end of the day, not Arne Slot about that. So that is what it is.
Right, man.
But I actually think Endo will leave as well.
I love my team, but I don't read every quote out there. But if there's a quote to say Arne Slot said this, or there's a video, let me see, and then I'll listen to it.
He's not gonna say that though.
But you just told me he said. You just told me that he said it, bro. So that's what I'm asking.
I didn't say he said it. I just think he doesn't rate him. I never said Arne Slot said that.
You just all right. But back to the super chat. Don't see, bro. Is Mo Salah signing a new contract? Because if he's not, I'll sell him now.
Really? Oh, because you want money from him.
Yeah, I'll take the money. I don't want him to go on a free, bro. People are telling me, give him back. Nah, bro, I don't give a shit about you give him back. Give me the money, man, so I can't replace you, big man. The Simicast one, I don't think he's been given a fair shot at it, but I get why people don't really like him at times.
Hey, Ends, who do you want to sell, bro? Don't worry about the players that I wanted to sell or who they want to sell. Who do you want to sell, bro?
Nah, I know.
You're trying to dance around the question now. Who do you want to sell, bro?
I want to know, because Ends
I'm writing down the players that Ends is talking about. Just so I know.
he's really on this friends thing, man. Like we are one at Liverpool, man, and it's all family. You know,
you can say no one. You know, you don't have to say. You didn't even have to pick a player.
You already know the quote, man. It means more, innit? Come on, bro.
It means more, man.
I hear it.
It means more. It means more, man. It means more, man. It means more.
Realistically, if I had the team,
not realistic. Yeah, it's not realistically. You can push the red button on anybody you want. You can get rid of anyone you want.
I'll tell Simicast, Wataru. and Mo Salah if he doesn't sign a contract. I'm not letting him go on a free. Those are the three I'd sell, because those are the three positions you could potentially, if the right players there, you can go and get. Because we need another midfielder in there, and I need to open up pathways for other young players as well. So yeah, and then left back, Rob will start. Tsimikas is going to be the backup as always. And if you can go and get a better left back as the backup, and that's going to be better than Robbo, because you'd say he's on. I wouldn't say he's on his way out, but he's getting older in it. So we need someone that's going to come in and take over.
I'm trying to imagine Robertson playing inverted, bro. It's making me. Robertson playing inverted. Oh fucking hell! I love Robbo as well, but that's not going to be a pretty sight. Oh shit!
But yeah, those three: Mo, Wataru, and Tsimikas, just based off of getting a replacement for Robbo and getting obviously Wataru. I don't even count him, to be fair. I just felt he was just in it. We just got him in because we needed someone in there. And then Salah, I'm not letting no one go for free, man.
These times we've let Naby Keita, Firmino, like we've let bag of man go for free, you know. But Salah's where you draw the line.
Yeah, but they're not Salah, Trent, Van Dijk.
You know what? You're right. You're right, because these men are obviously Salah's.
Yeah, they're
different.
Yeah,
10 million G ain't gonna help us with Naby, and a little.
They're on the higher hierarchy, bro. This hierarchy thing.
I mean? No. Ends. You're 100% right. You know, Salah's obviously he's Don Dada in it, so he's that's big money.
Bro, I need some money. Then I know people want him. Give me a little 80. You know what I mean? He's gonna equate to something.
Saudi, bro. You come in with the dough.
Little image rights. We know how much money you guys are gonna make, so make sure we get a good. You know what I mean?
What? How much do you think? Yeah, like realistically, like now I'm asking a realistic question. How much do you think Salah would potentially even go for? Like, do you think
Depends
Liverpool
on
would
who comes. If a Saudi comes for him, I reckon Saudi would still pay a decent amount because he's their dream signing, innit? Like he's the biggest player they could get in terms of a marketing aspect for them. So I actually think even with a year left, I still think you could get like 80 mil from Saudi, to be honest. For me, anyway.
No, I was just genuinely wondering how much do people think, because obviously last summer it was like, what was it, like 2? Well, no,
it was like 150 or something, wasn't it?
150,
like
sorry.
That. Yeah.
Whereas
we
now
would have 100% taken that if it wasn't that late in the window as well.
And
I actually would have taken it as well. Like if it was like a few weeks earlier where the window was still open, I actually would have taken that. I think that would have been too good to like turn down, innit?
I hear it. I'm seeing people say 100 mil on that. No, I'm generally just wondering how much we think. I don't think he would go for as much as we think he would go though.
But I think 100. I think you could get an even 100 based on what he's going to bring the other team.
I'd say 80.
I think only in a Saudi. I don't think in no European team would
not
look
with
at
anyone
him
else, just with Saudi.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, innit? You can't just go, we'll just sell you for random just because we just want some pocket change. He's going to make the other club a hell of a lot of money, bro. So respectfully, bro, you have to give us what we value, man. And that's what you know what I mean? And Mo has to be like, bro, you man made because obviously he's a footballer before that. But we got him to the pedestal and the level that he's at now. So you can't be out here going, nah, you man can't ask for this. Nah, bro, respect us, bro. 100.
You think you get?
I think the only time a player.
Go on, G. Sorry,
just based off of like, I know how much money he's gonna make that club in Saudi.
Yeah, I think because we're talking about Saudi, yeah. Like I agree with you guys, with both of you. If it's like someone else, I think like let's say for example, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a team that's not like up there, but wants to spend a bit of money. Let's say Spurs, said, all right,
I was going to say Arsenal,
we'll give you. Nah, because I don't think we'd sell to like but like I'll say Spurs because let's just say Spurs said, all right, we'll give you 60 mil for thing, and he wanted to go just for whatever reason in a hypothetical world, he just wanted to go to Spurs, right? And just play under and, for example. If that was to happen, or if it was looking like it was going to happen in Liverpool, like I feel like he would. That's where I feel like players can then, a bit like Sepp Vandenberg, and this whole how much he thinks Liverpool value him at, and how much a club is willing to pay. That's when I think like, players, you don't have a right at the end of the day because it's none of your business in that kind of sense. But I am with you when you do start to get a bit annoyed when the selling club is like, we want, like, I get why they're saying that, but if you're like, bro, I want to go, I don't want to stay here now, but you're telling man, they have to pay an extra 20 mil or whatever. Now they don't want to pay. It's a bit like, what's his name? Nketiah for Arsenal. Marseille coming with a bid. Arsenal, do you know what I mean? Like now, look what happened. They ain't in for him no more. Now they're getting Makuku instead. All of a sudden now, man pivots to a next target. Arsenal stuck with the player that they can't sell. Like, who's winning here? Now the player doesn't even really want to be here. Like, I don't feel like that's a good situation for anybody, really, in that kind of thing. Like, it's tricky though. Obviously, I don't know the business side, but it seems like those kind of things I always feel like it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky for these.
Well, it can be. Because no team's really in the wrong. Like whether it's the buying club or the selling club can value a player.
Yeah, exactly. No one's
the buying
in the wrong.
club can say we're not. So then you have to. I say it all the time about A side and B side of negotiations. If you're the A side, whether that's you're the buying club or the selling club, utilize that. And that's one thing. Like with Manchester United tax, we always made ourselves, especially under the last regime, the B side of every negotiation. That's why there's a stumbling block. Like Warrior J mentioned it with Agate. We want to sign Agate. We've agreed personal terms with him. PSG, I think, won 70 million for him. We're like, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
70 million for a player, not only that didn't have the best season last season, a player you don't want. So therefore, we're the A side. Now that you hear things about loan, like they can value him at 70 million because they want to get, I think it's put that money to Jao Neves. I think that's who they're trying to replace him to. Same with De Ligt. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with De Ligt. It's like, yo, he's your fourth choice centre back. I'm not paying you 70 million for him. A player you've made it clear you don't want. Now, if it's a player who's under contract, got 4 or 5 years, your best player, and is happy, and then someone comes in and signs him, it's a whole different conversation. You mentioned Arsenal. That's what happened with Rice. Rice had years left on his deal. Arsenal really wanted him. So they had to pay a premium for him because if he was on the last year of his deal, are they paying 105 million for him? Probably not. If West Ham were trying to get rid of him. But Ryan, same to you. Who would you sell right now at your club?
If it was just up to me, I've got all the power in it.
Yes, you have all the God forbid you have all the power. Yes,
that's a good.
I'd sell.
Jesus Christ!
I'd sell
this guy in charge of Liverpool.
Yeah,
I'd pay to see that. That
back-to-back
documentary,
quadruples, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah. Sure, mate. Sure.
In also, I'd sell Vandenberg. Simicast I'd sell as well, but I've got there was a good question about Simicast in the comments actually before.
Get to it, fam.
I forgot what it was. It was like kind of a long question, but it was a good question actually. But I would sell Simicast.
Wait, was it a 7 out of 10 thing about him being a scapegoat?
Yeah. I think that a scapegoat. I don't think he's a scapegoat. I think what it is with Simicast is.
No, was that the question? That was the question.
Yeah, it was that same one. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd sell Simicast. I've got my own popular opinion on Konate personally. So yeah. Endo, yeah, he can go. I'd sell Endo. He's just not good enough. Did a good job for us at times last season, but again, and definitely overachieved based on his kind of expectation and price tag when coming in. I don't think you can deny that. But again, he's not good enough for where we want to go, especially being a year older as well. So yeah, I'd definitely sell him. And Diaz and Nunes I'd sell. And you know what, Jota as well. You can chuck him in there as well, because I'm sick of him. What's the point when you're only playing 3 times the season, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah, you say he does get injured a lot.
What's the point? Yeah, you're good when you play, but you barely play. So I can't trust you. So what's the point? So yeah, I'd sell him as well. To be honest with you, I'm sick of injury-prone players, bro, at my club. Sick of it.
That's it.
Did you just? Sorry, just on it.
What did you say, Ann? Say that again. You broke up.
Players did you just sell? Right.
Sell Vandenberg, Simicast, Endo, Diaz, Nunes, Jota.
Yeah, Nunes.
7.
And still compete. That's mad. Still.
I just don't think those players are good. But you know what? The Simicast thing is a weird one because I don't rate him, but like Simicast, when he actually gets like a run of games, he actually is all right, to be fair. It's just that a lot of the time he's coming in for like the odd 1 or 2 games and he always performs shit when that happens. But like when he actually gets a run of like a few weeks and consecutive games, he's actually all right. Like you look at last season when Robertson got injured around October and Simicast came in for a couple of months, I think. He did well, Simicast, until he got injured against Arsenal. And then Gomez came in and did really well. So yeah, I think that's there were times in the season we almost won the quad where Simicast came in for Simicast actually started off the season that time and started off well. So yeah, I think that's one thing that Simicast is a bit unlucky with. But at the end of the day, he's never going to be good enough to be a starter for us. And when you're always going to be a backup, I just don't think. Yeah, I'd sell him 100%.
First, I get that. You know what I'm saying? There's none of those. I understand why you're saying sell those players. I don't think there's any of those players I look at and I go,
Yeah, they wouldn't be massive. Because
they're
again,
the guys.
Jota, if you could give me a fit Diogo Jota, that's one of the first names on the team sheet for me, in my opinion. But again, that's not going to happen, bro. It's just
Right.
not. When you're available for 33% of the season, what's the point?
He does get injured a lot, and I rate Jota highly,
lot.
but the injuries is crazy.
Yeah. And when he gets injured, they're big injuries as well, It's not like a little week or 2 week thing. It's like a month or two, bro, even longer sometimes. So, like,
feel last season was a bit unlucky, bro. Someone just landed on him, bro, and messed his knee
but he's shown it for the last few years, bro. It's not just last season. And he got multiple injuries last season, bro. It wasn't only that one. He got multiple, bro. You can't trust his fitness. You just can't, bro. When he got injured at the end of the season, just before the Everton game, like, just randomly gets injured, is out for another couple of weeks, and then we lose the Everton game. It was just, I mean, I just can't trust that guy, genuinely. And then he always, when he comes back, he takes like which is most for most players as well. They take a couple of games to get up to speed and everything, but that's with most players. So like, but again, just can't trust Jota with fitness, man. So I'm sick of injury-prone players, bro. That's what it is for me. But I actually had a weird thing, like, just the last thing to talk about is that it's like what G said early on with the number 6, because I do genuinely think Liverpool will sign a number 6, but the profile that Slot apparently wants, it's actually cut off, in my opinion, kind of quite a few names that we were actually being linked with for that role that just don't fit that at all, and I just don't see us buying. Like an Edison doesn't fit that for me, and Ugarte definitely doesn't fit it. And João Gomez, I like João Gomez at Wolves, but again, he doesn't fit that because I don't think João Gomez is good enough on the ball for that at the end of the day. So it really does narrow down the list for who we actually get for the 6. So I'm actually quite excited to see who we get because I honestly don't have a clue for it and about it, to be honest. And yeah, man, because I genuinely do think we'll sign someone in that role. It would be really interesting to see who it is because it's like I said, it's cut out a lot of obvious names that people thought we might get in that position. So yeah.
I actually think, unfortunately, you lot will do all right in the season coming. I think you'll do all right.
I mean, yeah, it's dependent on who we buy this month, to be honest. But I think we'll make some. I think we'll make signings 100%.
Yeah,
boy.
Hey, G, we will, man. Relax. Keep calm.
Well, you don't think you'll make signings, G?
60-40. 60% of me thinks no.
Okay, what's the doubt with it?
Because I just think he'll just look at the situation and just think, unless someone's leaving, why would I need to make signings? I think N said it there about the players he would sell. You're going to need to make room for someone. You know what I mean? Obviously, depending on what type of player you're signing. But if it's a 6, Endo has to leave.
Yeah,
even if it's not even Endo, someone has to leave. I'm just talking just to make space. Because otherwise, now you've got too many players where there's no amount of rotation that you could do in a season that will be able to have this amount of players. You know what I mean? You'd need mad injury, like a crazy injury like list in order for that to happen. And I don't think you plan any season with the thought of we're going to get a crazy injury list this season. So you're only going to have like a certain amount of players there, so to speak. And on top of that, what about then the young players too? So I just look at it and think, unless someone goes, like, maybe kind of thing. But that's 60-40. Like I said, 40% of me does think, yeah, no, we'll get someone in. Whether they're good enough or not we'll have to see as the season kind of pans out. So I'm just gonna wait, honestly.
You don't seem too confident on either front. Making signings, or if you do make signings, signing players of a certain quality.
That's just. I just think, like, yeah, Enzo's right. Honestly, that's honestly just, you got to realize, bro. I've been supporting this team for so long, bro, and in the last like 10 years, there's not been much. There's been certain things, you know. We signed Sadio Mane, Thiago, even though he turned out to be really rubbish. Yeah. The reason why I'm not mentioning like Van Dijk and Alisson is because I wasn't gassed when we signed them. but they've turned out to be absolutely fantastic. Do you know what I
Were
mean?
you not
Players,
gassed
but I
when we
mean,
signed them? I was proper gassed when we signed
hell,
them.
I definitely was not gassed. Alisson, I definitely was like, why did you even, when Black is just sitting there to go and sign? But like I said, they've turned out to be fantastic, fantastic players for the club. Sadio Mane was probably the one where I was like, okay, like, he was doing his thing like big time at Southampton. Yeah, I know he was just about to go to Manchester United as well, and then we were able to obviously get him. So definitely gassed on someone like him. But yeah, there's just not really been most of the signings in recent times, recent history. I have not rated any of them, and to be honest, let's keep it a buck. They're still here, and people still don't even really rate them.
Yeah,
Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes, like
even the
whether you like
like
them or whether you don't like them. I'll give him another season before people even put him into that
but I'm
bracket.
saying there's definitely like jury out on Szoboszlai kind of thing.
Oh yeah. People, yeah. In terms of the
Yeah.
people, there's jury, but like look at the 3 players that we've signed literally in recent history. I can't even say it's split. I just think there's more people, and this is more online, but there's more people who don't rate these guys than there are people who do rate these guys.
Nah, I hear
and
you,
that's been our recent signing. So for me to sit here and think, yeah, I mean, listen, I would love it, bro. I would honestly love it. We get a player who I'm happy with, and they turn out to be really good. Or you get the Van Dijk situation where you're like, I'm not gassed, but he's good, and he turned out to be this like godly defender kind of thing, like or godly middle player, for example. Then great, but our track record in recent times has not really been good. I'll be honest with you, bro. So I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Let's just wait and see. That's what I'm on this season.
And people, on that note, we're gonna close out. Hope you lot have enjoyed the show. Over 2 hours, man. So even though Liverpool ain't done much business, man, we can create something out of nothing. Shame Manchester United can't do the same, but we move. Please make sure you run up the likes, though. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to G's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Enz's channel. Both links are in the title right now, people. So you click the links and it opens up new tabs on both. So make sure you subscribe over there as well. G, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. GTVFC. You can find me on over there or on Enz's channel. So I know he'll promote his own thing, but you can find me on his channel at times as well. Coming up, I mean, if we play this match, then I'll have the match reaction tomorrow. But if we don't, I'll drop a video tomorrow regardless anyway, around about 11 o'clock. So yeah, just stay locked in, stay tuned, man. I'll be there.
Yeah, people. Same to you, Enz, man. Good to chop it over with you. Let them know what you got coming up, where they can find you, all the good stuff.
I appreciate the invite, bro. And as I said, apologies, I couldn't be on camera, bro. But,
all good, man. No stress.
Football Events, man. I've changed the name of the channel, bro. So you can find me over.
What's the new name?
Football Events.
Okay, let's go. Like that, man. Like that. Fire. Like that.
We talk the good stuff, man. And hey, listen, we don't mind a bit of shade. We throw the banter. You can come over there and say what you like, but make sure you come with receipts, bro, because you can't be over there telling me that Slot don't like Wataru with no evidence. You know what I mean? Evidence.
Yeah.
I should be doing a video tomorrow. Obviously, if we play the game, I'll do a match reaction and we just dissect the game, see what the good stuff and what was the bad stuff. And hey, we keep finding a good fight, man, till the season starts.
Yeah, so yeah, big up people. Make sure again, man, salute to the whole panel, man. Shout out Ryan, big up Ends, big up G. Make sure you subscribe to the man them as always. We're gonna redirect from here, people. We're getting over to the gaming channel. We'll be live on the playback pro clubs, running pro clubs, people. So get over there, and then we're pretty much gonna run it. It's gonna be at least a couple hours. There'll be a couple of sessions, and we will be bringing you the Terence Crawford bout as well, people. There'll be a watch along for that. I think it's like 4 a.m. UK time, the ring walk time. So we'll be over on the playback for that. But we are going to redirect over to the gaming channel, get over to the playback. And also don't forget this show, all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from watch alongs, they're available on audio only platforms, people. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to music, whatever streaming platform you listen to music on, type in Sarcasm City TV and this show, and all the other shows will pop up, people. You get it here. It's normally every Friday, 8 p.m. I just moved it because I was moving around, but Fridays, 8 p.m. time, people. But like I said, we're also on audio only users. If you use Spotify, hit us with the follow, Sarcasm City TV, 5-star us. Same way all you iPhone users on iTunes, we are over there. iTunes, Apple Podcast, 5-star us on there as well. Same with SoundCloud, hit us with the follow. And if this is your favorite show on the YouTube and you just want to stay on there, there is a playlist for this show. So if this is the Manchester United Liverpool show, Man United Pod, Analysis at Anfield Pod is your favorite podcast. The playlist is there and all the shows will pop up. But like I said, we're going to redirect over to the gaming channel. All the Man ain't even there, so I'll probably run some football bingo beforehand. So come pull up and we'll run some football bingo beforehand, people. But love to everyone that has locked in. This has been the Manchester United Liverpool show, Man United podcast meets the Analysis at Anfield podcast. Salute, respect, and see you lot on the playback.